Instead, a gain of 13 on the hookup. Again, Plylaharn to Ashton Linsenbigler for the catch. Linsenbigler making his first grab of the season. Idris Weaver split out to the right with Deron Wilkins in a slot to the right. Again, Nunn, the fullback in the backfield behind Plylaharn under center. Wilkins now goes in motion and a collision in the backfield. Football comes loose at the mesh point, and we'll see who comes away with it.
92.
Looks like Muhlenberg has it. So the Red Knights basically had a traffic jam in the backfield. Three players ran into one another. Ball got loose, and Muhlenberg recovers it.
Yeah, that was recovered by number 92 for the Mules, and that's Dayak Quinones. He just grabbed the ball out of midair while there were about 4 or 5 people trying to get it. He recovered, and the Mules take over at the Reading 41.
So Muhlenberg right back in position offensively, as Rich said, at the Red Knight 41-yard line. And it literally was Wilkins going in motion, and then Nunn, the fullback, and Plylaharn, the quarterback, all literally meeting at the mesh point. Unfortunately for the Red Knights, that is where the ball got jarred loose. Mules recovered for the game's first turnover. Right back on offense now with 11:18 to go in the first quarter. Muhlenberg has the football. All three receivers now for Muhlenberg on the left side. That's Cantris, Lacey, and Miller. Now we're getting a whistle before the snap of the football. Not a flag, just a whistle.
Something with the play clock. They reset the play clock.
Joe Yetter, our referee, gives the signal to go. And Baez, actually, it's the direct snap to Cameron Small. Little wildcat. Small tripped up. The ball came loose, but not before Small was on the ground. So the Mules come out, a little wildcat look. Cameron Small runs for a first down. A flag thrown behind the play. This is going to be a hold against Muhlenberg. Got the first down run for Cameron Small. And the Mules will walk backwards on their second penalty of the football game.
Small had a big hole to run through, and now we know why.
Looks like they're going to spot it down at the 46-yard line. So Small, the hold comes 5 yards downfield. It's first down and 15 now for Muhlenberg. Again, three receivers bunch left side, same thing with Small taking the direct snap, works his way through traffic. He's inside the 40 and down to the 35-yard line before he's finally wrapped up by Makai Elias. But a good first down run for Cameron Small to the Red Knight 35.
So far here in the first couple minutes of this game, Muhlenberg has had terrific success running the ball with Small. And the one pass they did throw was a 33-yarder for Michael Miller.
Ian Rodriguez now will check in for the Mules. Sophomore will come in the backfield. Ravens Joseph, who starts as a free safety in there as a receiver. He's slot to the right side, and it's the handoff to Rodriguez, and he has spun around and eventually brought down. Good penetration by Reading High, and it's Wilkins Judy who goes up from his linebacker spot to get to Rodriguez before he can get to the line of scrimmage.
The Red Knights crowded the line of scrimmage, anticipating the run, and had a six-man rush, and the Red Knights were able to stop Rodriguez, threw him for a loss.
Loss of 2 back to the 37-yard line, third down and 6. We're inside of 10 minutes to go first quarter. Muhlenberg on top, 7-0. They've got it 3rd and 6 at Reading High's 37. Baez back there now to take the snap. Looking for the quick hitter. Now he's looking for the deep route, looking for Miller. Miller trying to get free, and he cannot. And Michael Miller could not catch up. Muhlenberg sideline looking for a little grab for Reading High's defense. No flag thrown on the play. It's an incomplete pass. It's 4th and 6.
Good, strong pressure by the Red Knights. Again, sent an extra defender or two and forced Baez to get rid of that before he would have liked.
So with a 4th and 6 at the Red Knight 37. Not much to be gained out of punting the football here, so Rob Flowers is going to go for it. Needs to get to the Red Knight 31 to keep the drive alive. Small back in there as the tailback sidecar left of Baez. Coley, the tight end on a wing on the right. Red Knights sell out on the blitz and may have sold out a little bit too much. They jump off sides, it appears. It isn't. Defense moved, so that'll make it 4th and 1 for Reading High. A little bit easier for the Mules. First penalty assessed against Reading High. And now the line of scrimmage is the 32-yard line, 4th down and 1. Two receivers for Baez to his left and one in Cantris to his right. And now more movement up front. Looks like the Red Knights jumped again. And if so, that's going to give the Mules an easy first down.
Yeah, the the officials are conferring, but that looked like an offsides to me. I didn't see any movement by the Mules.
And it is indeed a first down for the Mules on the procedure penalty against Reading High. So after being in a 4th and 6, it's now 1st and 10 for Muhlenberg without having to snap the football. It's now 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that's a sign of a young team there. They had the Mules backed up 3rd and 6, and back-to-back offside penalties cost the Red Knights. Mules maintained the football.
And they almost jumped again, and they did jump again.
Wow.
Either Baez is doing some unbelievable work behind the line of scrimmage in terms of what he's doing with the snap count, or the Red Knights just need to buckle down a little bit.
I think Reading just called a timeout. Troy wants to talk to his kids. Yeah, they're a little anxious, a little eager.
So the Red Knights will call an early timeout after 3 straight procedure penalties. We'll give it now 1st down and 5 for Muhlenberg, and that's a wise timeout for Troy Godinay. Is just try to settle down his troops. This is what happens in these kind of games. There's so much emotion. Rich, you and I have done the basketball version of this matchup between Reading High and Muhlenberg. And, I mean, again, both coaches, whether it be basketball or football, they both embrace the desire, the excitement of the players. But at the same time, there's a level of, guys, you got to play under better control.
You have to have discipline, self-discipline. And just a little over-eager to get those stops. But three offside penalties in a row, that's, again, you called it. That's a great timeout by Troy to calm his kids down, try to, hey, look, just stay within yourselves, play with some discipline, use your heads, make the plays.
So Reading High uses an early timeout here. Again, 9:44 left to go in the first quarter. And they've gifted Muhlenberg a first down now in these procedure penalties. And now the Mules on the third one are in a 1st and 5 at the Reading High 22-yard line. Muhlenberg will bunch 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. And this is Small again in the backfield to take the snap on a Wildcat. Picking his way through the line inside the 15-10. Cam Small will get dragged down from behind, but not before he puts the Mules in a 1st down and goal to go.
Yeah, nice 21-yard run. He got a lot of great blocking up the middle. By Ferrara had a really nice block. He's such a big kid, and he cleared out some room for Small to run behind him.
Well, Cameron Small had a bit of a frustrating week last week against Schuylkill Valley. They just didn't need his rushing as much as they had last year. He only ran for 69 yards. He just scored for 2 touchdowns. He's already better than that. 4 carries and 74 yards. And looking for a touchdown here on the Wildcat. And he will jump over the top and into the end zone for Cameron Small. 2 touchdowns last week, and now he has 2 touchdowns this week as well.
Yeah, those 3 offside penalties came back to bite the Red Knights, cost them dearly. Had the Mules back 4th and 6, and the 2 offside penalties gave the Mules 1st down. They were able to sustain the drive, keep the drive going.
Derek Shupp on to attempt another extra point. Christian Coley is his holder. He gets the hold down, and the kick almost got blocked, but he got enough on it to get it through. And the Mules take advantage of the turnover to add to their lead. And it is now the Muhlenberg Muhls 14, the Reading High Red Knights nothing. We'll take a timeout with 9:16 to go in the first quarter. When we come back, football is live from Muhlenberg, and it is presented to you by Savage Auto Group in Reading.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crack, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
WEEU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business, and we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
You're listening to high school football on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. Reading High on the kickoff return. Big stick on the return for Muhlenberg. The celebration going on with Julian Rowland and his special team mates as the Red Knights are wrapped up deep in their own territory on the return. Reading High will get the football down and 23. Big series here for Reading High after fumbling in their first possession. And the Mules, as a result of that, have a 14-0 advantage.
Yeah, Reading try to put something together and keep its defense off the field. We're less than 3 minutes into the game, and it seems like the defense for Reading has been on the field every play.
Idris Weaver lined up, looks like a wing on the right. Again, Jalir Nunn, the freshman fullback in the backfield behind Plylahorn. Wilkins lined up on a wing on the left. Weaver goes in motion. They'll hand it off to him on a sweep left side, trying to turn upfield. Nothing there. Muhlenberg will just stack the deck, and Idris Weaver will get maybe a yard on the lean forward, and that's about it.
Great pursuit by the Mules on their right side. Contained the back, held them to 1 yard gain. We got somebody down on the field with an injury, Bob.
It is a Red Knight who is shaken up on the play, and it is Deron Wilkins, the sophomore running back, who was blocking on the play. And so training staff for the Red Knights out to take a look at Wilkins. We talked about for Reading High, they had a lot of experience up front, all of it graduated. And so Reading High trying to run a little wing T-like offense in this series. Wilkins is up and walking off the field under his own power, so that's obviously a good sign. See if we don't see Tyrese Bradley, another of those freshmen who might check in now as the back with Wilkins out. Joseph Munoz is in as a receiver. He split out to the right side. Weaver is in a wing on the left. And it is Bradley who gets the handoff, lining up as a wing on the left side, trying to go around right side. Nothing there. The Mules again will stack him up as
Cam Small made the stop. He had the first hit. Did a nice job containing that and filling that hole.
Pushed him back to the original line of scrimmage. It's a 3rd down and 10 now as Bradley loses a yard on his first touch. Ashton Linsenbregler will check in now as the second receiver. He will split out, it appears, on the right side. Yeah, Nunn is the fullback. Weaver lines up as a wing on the right, and now Bradley is as well. Some confusion for the Red Knights. Now they'll flip them back and around the other way. Weaver on the left wing and Bradley on the right. Goes in motion, play action fake. Plylarn looking to throw, throws it up in the air, hoping for the jump ball, and it's knocked away. The intended target was Linsenbregler, and coming in and getting his hand up there was Michael Miller, the free safety, to just knock it away, make sure it was incomplete, and the Red Knights will have to punt the football.
It looked like for a moment that the tight end was open, but Miller really closed quickly and was able to break up the pass right in front of the Muhlenberg bench.
So Cameron Kaufman, who does both the place kicking and the punting for Reading High, will punt the football. Muhlenberg stands to get good field position on the punt return as well. And back there to return it is Khalib Perez. High short kick. Perez will let it hit. It takes a Muhlenberg bounce shy of the 50-yard line. And for the second straight series, Muhlenberg's going to start in Reading High territory. 7:47 left to go in the first quarter. Mules have it 1st and 10 at what appears to be the Reading High 48-yard line. So punting into a little bit of a breeze, and Perez made the right decision to just get out of the way, let it hit, and it did take a Muhlenberg bounce sideways and then back into Reading High territory. So Baez is back out there. Again, the Mules ran a lot of shotgun in their second offensive, a lot of wildcat in their second offensive series, including the ultimate touchdown run for Cam Small, who has carried it 5 times for 76 yards so far is still in the first quarter, still 7:47 left to go.
Muhlenberg defense with a great start. Reading has had 6 plays for a total of 13 yards.
Looking for the home run. Freddie Lacy is deep. He has to wait for the ball to come down at the 15. Reading High recovers. They wrap him up shy of going into the end zone, but it will be first and goal to go for Muhlenberg.
Yeah, Baez just didn't get quite enough into that throw because Lacy was well behind the secondary. Lacy, as Bob described, had to wait for it, or that would have been a touchdown.
So they're going to mark Lacy down at the 5. So it's a 43-yard hookup. First catch of the ball game for Fred Lacy. First down, goal to go for the Mules at the Red Knight 5. Lacy will now come out slot to the right side with Cantris split to the right. Miller and Small split on either side. Now Small goes in motion, and it's going to be Baez on the quarterback keeper. Red Knights stack him up at about the 2 and don't let him get much more. Nice play by Isaiah Ruiz, defensive tackle, to get a hold of the quarterback and not give up on it. It'll be second and goal to go.
Yeah, they closed very well, the Red Knights. Baez looked like he had a lane into the end zone, but that he was stopped in a hurry. Got closed in a hurry.
So give him about 3 to the 2-yard line. Second down, goal to go now for the Mules. We have just cracked 7 minutes now here to go in the first quarter. All Muhlenberg so far. Christian Coley will now check into the game for the Mules as a tight end. He was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the year last year for the Mules. Got shaken up in this game, and Baez came in, but took the job from that point forward. Again, splitting the back, ball will shift out of the field. They fake the throw to him. Now they pump it off and try to throw into a lot of traffic and off the fingertips of Small. And maybe fortunate for Muhlenberg, that falls incomplete.
Yeah, that was a little interesting play call. Muhlenberg has had so much success running the football and sent Small in motion. And I thought they were going to go the other way, try to just surprise Reading, but they tried to get the ball to him with a pass, and Baez's throw was broken up.
So it's third down and goal to go now for Muhlenberg from the 2-yard line. Be a big stand here for the Red Knights if they can come up with something here. Baez now splits out as a receiver on the right side. He's going to be Wildcat with Small again. Small's looking for an opening. He's got an opening. He's got himself a touchdown. Cam Small, another 2-yard run and his third touchdown of the night.
Yeah, that was just too easy. Troy Godday would say that. It was just too easy for Muhlenberg and for Small. Small is on his way to a career night here with 3 touchdowns here in the first 5.5 minutes.
Cameron Small last year in the game against Reading High at Shirk Stadium ran for 165 and 3 touchdowns. He's got the 3 touchdowns already. 6 carries unofficially and 78 yards. And on his shove to attempt another extra point, and he'll punch it through. 6:30 now left to go in the first quarter. It's all Mules so far. Back to the Mules home field. When we get back, it is 21-0 Muhlenberg on top.
Tripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping. One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing.
All Mules so far in this one. Reading High with a couple of self-inflicted wounds, as we talked about, those penalties that helped the Mules' second drive. And then, of course, the short field for the Mules to work with as well on the last 2 series. The first one after the Reading High fumble. So Red Knights looking for some kind of a spark right now. They're down 21-0. 6:30 left to go in the first quarter. Shupp will kick it off. This will be Audrus Weaver from his own 19-yard line, 25, and will not get to the 30. So the Mules wrapping up the return men for the Red Knights. And it looks like the Reading High Red Knights will start shy of the 30. Wait for the officials to officially spot it. Joe Yetter is our referee. Alex Papademetrio, our umpire. Harold Brennan is the linesman. Line judge is Daryl Miller. Field judge is Danny Dominguez. And the side judge is Greg Fisher. They are going to spot it right at the 30 for Reading High. See if Deron Wilkins is able to return. I just saw Steve Bradley step to the sideline. So hopefully that means that Wilkins is able to get back out there for the Red Knights. He is out there, so he looks like he'll be on the actually going to shift into the backfield now. Nope, he's going to come over here on a wing. They're going to pack 3 receivers on the right-hand side with Linson Bigler, Weaver, and here's Wilkins trying to get outside on a reverse. Has to go deep into his own backfield. Michael Miller will get there and run him out of bounds, and a loss back about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, the Muhlenberg coaches were waving their players that it was going to that side, and Muhlenberg did a really nice job in pursuit and contained the run and forced the 5-yard loss.
Now another player down on the field. This time it is a Muhlenberg Mule who was shaken up. Wait to see exactly where they spot it. It looks like it's going to be shy of the 25, so it's only back to the 24-yard line. Wow. It's a loss of 6 on the play. Wilkins just kept going, kind of looping backwards, yeah, trying to hold somehow another turn the corner, but Michael Miller, the great athlete that he is, was right there with him on the ankle to run him down. And it's at the 24, so it's going to be 2nd down and 16 now for the Red Knights after the loss of 6 on the play. So again, it is a Mule player who is shaken up on the play. Muhlenberg next week will be on the road for the last time this season. That will be at Daniel Boone. They played on the road last week. They play on the road next week. From that point forward, from September 12th until week 10, it's going to be all home games for Muhlenberg. Again, there was an issue with the turf last year. They got 1 game in, and then the field was deemed to not be usable. They had to rip the entire turf out and start all over again on this brand new turf. And so the turf is here, and the Mules are going to be here as well. They have 8 home games on the schedule from week 4 on. And Rob Flowers' coaching staff have absolutely embraced that opportunity because they were road warriors last year and have the opportunity to play here just about every week.
And they do not have to leave Berks County all regular season, which is really something.
Yeah, for a team playing in Langus 11.
Exactly. Everybody has to come here. You know, I got to say, the turf looks beautiful. I had not seen it since it was installed, but it looks nice. We walked the field before the game, and yeah, the Mules feel right at home here with the 21-0 lead.
Power. So it is 2nd down and 16 now for Reading High from their own 24-yard line. And Plyleharn under center. Fumble. Just comes away without the football, picks it up, and leads between center and quarterback. And it turns into a gain of a couple to the 26. They get 2 of it back. Oh, 3rd and 14 now for the Red Knights.
I think that's what happened on their loss fumble earlier in the game. It wasn't. I think there was some problem with the exchange because the ball kind of popped up into the air, and Muhlenberg recovered it and went on to score a touchdown.
3rd and 14 now for the Red Knights. Audrus Weaver will split out to the right side. Linson Bigler split out to the left. Weaver will go in motion now to join Linson Bigler on the left side. And it's a handoff on the delay to the fullback, Jalir Nunn. Just trying to gain some yardage and tough to bring down. The 170-pound freshman fights his way back to about the original line of scrimmage. And now after the play's over with a little pushing and shoving and a flag comes in, let's see what this is all about. If this is against the Mules, it's going to give Reading High a 1st down.
And if it's against the Mules, Rob Flowers is going to lose his mind because they've dominated this game and they had to stop. Reading wasn't even close to the 1st down. Let's see, we're waiting for the call.
It was Jeffrey Collado and Jameer Jacob, the 2 players who were tangled up with one another. And Rob Flowers has just brought Collado to the sidelines. And I'll wait and see what the official. So that's going to give Reading High their first down on a personal foul penalty.
Yeah, Rob Flowers is not happy at all, and I don't blame him. The Mules are in complete control of this game, made the stop on 3rd down, and one of his players lost his discipline, lost his poise.
So a 1st down for the Red Knights on the 15-yard personal foul penalty, 3rd penalty of the football game for the Mules. Puts the ball now at the 47-yard line. 5 minutes and 15 seconds remain in the first quarter. 21-0 Mules on top. Red Knights trying to get across midfield for the first time. Plylehorn wants to throw for it. He's in trouble immediately. He's going to get out of dodge and run for it. Another flag comes down behind Plylehorn as he fights to about the midfield stripe and then forced out of bounds. Let's see what this flag is going to be.
My guess it's going to be a hold against Reading. The flag was dropped in that vicinity. Yeah.
Yep. They're checking the sidelines as to whether or not this is what it was. It'll be a hold against the Red Knights. So that's penalty number 4 against Reading High. And instead of having it out near midfield, the Red Knights are going to go back up to their 37-yard line. Makes it first down and 20. Vincent Bigler split out on the left side. Here's a toss sweep to the right side, trying to get Wilkins to turn the corner. Nothing but a pack of mules around there, and sliding through and tripping him up in the backfield was Cameron Small.
Cam Small has not only played well on offense with 3 touchdowns, he's made 2 terrific stops coming up from his linebacker spot.
It's going to be another loss for the Red Knights. Looks like the spot's back to 33. 4 more yards in the wrong direction for Reading High. They're now in a second down and 24. So Wilkins has carried it twice, and he's lost yardage in both of them. Michael Miller chased him in the backfield one time, and Small gets him this time. Weaver will split out on the right this time, and Linson Bigler split out on the left. Tight end Jameer Jacobs lined up on the right side. Second and 24. Plylehorn looking for the big hitter, looking for the jump ball, and who's going to come down with it? Nobody's going to come down with it. Good defensive play there by Muhlenberg. Chase Zona, the free safety, comes over and breaks it up.
Yeah, really, really nice play. Again, it looked for a moment that Munoz was open, and then he just closed on it very effectively.
Junior Munoz was the intended target. Incomplete pass will make it third down and 24 now. Zona, the junior free safety, breaking up the play. Stops the clock on the incomplete pass with 4 minutes to go in the quarter. And again, 21-0 our score, Muhlenberg on top. Wilkins will be a wing on the right. Weaver, wing on the left. And the wing G look for Reading High. Wilkins goes in motion. Plylehorn is in trouble, and he's going down. Coming off the edge, nobody blocked Jediah Quinones, and he sacks the quarterback.
Great pursuit by Quinones. Boy, just like he was shot out of a cannon there, all over Plylehorn.
So the sack on the play drops the Red Knights even further back in the wrong direction to the 21-yard line, and on comes Kaufman for the punt. Khalid Perez is the return man for Muhlenberg. Good punt, backing up Perez all the way back to his 35-yard line. Khalid Perez across the 40, 45, 50, and into Reading High territory. Khalid Perez is brought down at about the Red Knight 46 or 47-yard line, depending on where they spot the football.
Really, it was a terrific kick. There's a flag on the play, Bob, on the other far side of the field.
So we'll see if the play stands. Muhlenberg will have it at the Red Knight 45, which would be their third straight series starting in Reading High territory. But we'll see what the flag is going to do with that.
Yeah, it's against Muhlenberg, but I don't know if it's after the punt. I would assume it's after the punt.
Right. It's got to be on the return, so they'll back it up from the return.
Yeah.
And Muhlenberg will start on their side of the 50.
Should be back to the Muhlenberg 45, I would think.
Not yet walked it off, but this will be penalty number, the fourth penalty against Muhlenberg. So penalties now, in terms of frequency, are even. It is at the 45. So as we thought, instead of at their own at the Reading 45, Muhlenberg have it at their own 45. Still great field position for the Mules. They lead at 21-0, 3:12 left to go in the first quarter.
Really nice return by Perez, too, by the way. Got upfield in a hurry.
Michael Miller split to the right. Fred Lacey slot to the right. Alexis Cantris is split to the left. Baez looking right all the way. Again, looking for the home run. Looking for Lacey. Wilkins is there. Did he come down with a football? It appears he did. There is a flag on the play. Fred Lacey has the football down close to the Reading High 25 line. We'll see what the flag is all about.
That was a heck of a catch by Fred Lacey. I would think this is going to be on Reading just by the reaction on the Reading sideline.
And if so, you would assume that the Mules will decline the penalty. They'll take the play, which is standing to be about a 30-yard gain, depending on where exactly Lacey is marked down.
Looks like it's a 33-yard gain if it stands. It's waved off. It doesn't really matter, but it's at the Reading 22. A 33-yard gain, completion to Lacey.
So Baez only completed 3 passes, but they've all been home runs. Reading Lacey with now 2 catches and 76 yards. Michael Miller with the other catch, and that was for 33 yards as well. 1st and 10 at the Red Knight 22-yard line for Muhlenberg. Andrews split out to the left. Lacey slot left. Miller split right. Christian Coley, the tight end, goes in motion from right side to left. It's Small following that left side, blocking and tripped up from behind. Knocking him off stride was Joseph Reyes. Big stick there for the Red Knights to at least slow him down at about the 17-yard line.
Small looked like he was going to run for a lot more there. Reyes with a really nice shoestring tackle.
5-yard pickup for Cam Small on his 7th carry of the football game. 2:35 left to go in quarter number 1. Muhlenberg driving again, looking for their 4th score of the night. They have it 2nd and 5 at the Red Knights 17-yard line. Lacey and Cantor split out on the right side. Miller on the left, looking left. Now it goes back across the middle, and the ball is up in the air and incomplete. Wilkins and Lacey collided with one another, and that collision may have cost Wilkins a chance to intercept the football.
And there was no call on the play. It was kind of, you're right, Bob. They just kind of collided by accident. But it was an underthrown ball by Lacey, unless he was trying to throw to his back shoulder. I'm not sure. But regardless, Reading here trying to get a stop inside its own territory on 3rd down.
3rd and 5 at the 17-yard line. Obviously, 4-down territory for Muhlenberg. Lacey slot, Cantor split right, and Miller split the left side. Coley, the tight end, and here we go again with motion up front. Did the Red Knights jump again?
Sure seems that way. Yep. Wow.
4th time that the Reading High Red Knights have jumped offside. 2nd time they've given Muhlenberg a penalty, 1st down, as a result.
Let's see where the ball's marked. It should be. Yeah, it's a 1st down. Yep. I would believe. I mean, the chains. Yeah, they're moving.
Okay. 1st and 10 for Muhlenberg now at the 12 on the penalty. 5 penalties against Reading, 4 against Muhlenberg. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 12 for the Mules. Baez has Small, sidecar on his right. Coley shifts from right side to left side as the tight end. A lot of movement by the Red Knights, but right now, so far, they're holding the water. Baez pulls it back. No, he doesn't. He hands it off to Small. Small gets stacked up. Big Tony Ferreira just kind of leaning on him a little bit, pushing him inside the 10, down to about the 9, a gain of 3.
Yeah, it looked like a Reading defensive lineman was about to jump, and he fell to the ground, I guess, on his side of the line of scrimmage, and there was no call, but that's a pick up of 4 yards by Small.
Spot the football. They called it the 8-yard line. We'll make it 2nd down and about 6 for the Mules. Side of a minute and a half left to go in the 1st quarter. Miller and Lacey are going to come out to the right side. Coley, the tight end, is also going to come out there off the line of scrimmage. So 3 receivers on the right, Cantris tight on the left. Baez looking right all the way, looking for the inside route. It's incomplete. And fortunate for Muhlenberg, it looked like it was short hop by Audris Weaver. He's trying to sell him that he picked it off.
Geez, that ball hit the ground, I can tell you that. But the officials are conferring on this.
But fortunate for Muhlenberg if it did, because Weaver was right there. And it looked like he just was a short throw by Baez, and it might have been the best missed throw he could have made.
They called it an interception.
They say it's an interception.
Yeah.
So it is a turnover for the Mules. Reading High comes up with the football. Huge break for the Red Knights.
First stop of the night.
Andres Weaver with the interception. And the Red Knights get it back with 1:03 left to go in the first quarter. Spot the football at around the 6 or 7 yard line, it would appear. So whether it was caught in the air or whether still a big spot here for the Red Knights to make sure they don't give it right back deep in their own territory.
Yeah, it was not a very good throw by Baez, but I thought from looking through my binoculars, I thought the ball hit the ground before Weaver got it.
Baez throws his second pick of the season. Lilahorn and the Red Knights have it back from their own 5. I formation, they give it to the fullback, Nunn, breaks one tackle, won't break much more than that. Ian Rodriguez comes up to wrap him up. Good tough running by the fullback freshman Jalir Nunn. Gets the Red Knights a little bit of daylight, just trying to push that thing forward a little bit. Move the chains if they can. They're in a 2nd and 8. Maybe one more snap here before the end of the first quarter, barring a penalty. Inside of 35 seconds now left to go in period number 1. 2nd down and 8 for the Red Knights from their own 7-yard line. Weaver's a wing on the left. Wilkins is a wing on the right. Wilkins is on the left. On the fullback behind Plylehorn under center. Plylehorn wants to throw for a little inside route. Pass is caught, I believe, by Linsenbergler, and it should be enough for a Reading High first down. It is. Good throw by Jason Plylehorn and a nice route run by Ashton Linsenbergler for a Red Knight first down.
A little slant, short slant to the tight end. Nice play, nice call. That's probably going to be the last play of the first quarter.
And it is indeed that. It is also the Reading High Red Knights' first down of the football game. Actually, they're back to the original line of scrimmage. I stand corrected. No, they're not. It's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line, and that will be the end of the first quarter. Great start for the Muhlenberg Muhls. Reading High trying to push back a little bit as they have the football when we come back to start quarter number 2 after 1. Muhlenberg 21. Reading High nothing. Back with high school football presented by Savage Auto Group right after this on WEEU in Reading.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle-cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA-crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So, crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. We start quarter number 2. Muhlenberg on top, 21-0. Reading High have the football after their second first down. They shortchanged the Red Knights to a first down. Second first down, it's at their own 16-yard line after the completion from Plylehorn to Linsenbergler. Snap, and the ball's on the ground again. Looks like Plylehorn's going to fall on top of it. The Red Knights, again, having some issues on the snap. Back to the 15, they'll lose a yard.
That's a 3rd one that he's had trouble with. They lost the first one, and he was able to recover the last 2.
Appreciate Rich Garcella pinch hitting. Matt Lytle with the weekend off. Celebrating a upcoming birthday, Rich. I understand. Don't tell anybody. I have a good source that tells me it's the big 5-0 for Matt Lytle.
He's a young puppy.
Hope he's having a good time wherever he is. He'll be back with us next week with the matchup between Wilson and Nazareth. Right now, the Red Knights in a second, 11-15. Again, trouble with the snap. Again, Plylehorn's just going to fall on it, and the Red Knights will lose more yardage. Something going on between the center and the quarterback in the exchange, and the Red Knights are going in the wrong direction again.
Yeah, it looks like it's back to the 13, so it's going to be 3rd and 13. But, yeah, that's the 4th one so far here, and we're less than 2 minutes into the second quarter.
And after picking up a first down, Reading High now going backwards for the last 2 snaps.
You wonder if it's the same center as
Good question. Well, it looked like it was O'Boyle, but we'll double check that.
Yeah,
it is.
It's
Yep, it's still Donald O'Boyle. So whatever happened in between the two of them, not working very well right now. Tyrese Bradley is in as a wing on the left side for the Red Knights. Plyhorn with a straight drop. Pump fake, looking to go deep, looking for a man, kind of throws it up in the air and hope for grabs. Then the Mules come down with it for an interception. I'm pretty sure that was Ray-Benz Joseph who was there to break it up, not able to hold on to it. It isn't an incomplete pass. We got fourth down. So Plyhorn just kind of threw it into a crowd and up in the air, and there were lots of players around it. And cornerback Ray-Benz Joseph up there above everybody else to break it up.
Yeah, I thought Joseph had it for a second, but the referees made a quick call that he let the ball hit the ground right away. But still a nice stop after Muhlenberg lost the ball in the red zone. They get a stop of Reading, and they should have really good field position after this punt.
Cameron Kaufman will kick it. Taylor Perez again is a return man. Another good kick by Kaufman. Perez thought about fielding it, then shies away from it. It takes a first Red Knight bounce and then a Muhlenberg bounce and comes to a stop at about the 45-yard line. So the Mules, for the third time in this first half, get the football in Reading High territory. They scored 2 of their 3 touchdowns on those short yardages. They'll have it with 10:08 left to go in the first half. They lead it 21-0. And they will start right at the Red Knight 45-yard line.
Mules have scored on 3 of their 4 possessions. That fourth one ended, of course, with the Baez interception in the red zone. They've pretty much been able to move the ball at will against the Red Knights so far.
Baez has Small on his sidecar to his right. Michael Miller will go in motion from left wing to right. And they fake the throw to him and give it to Small. And that's the one that got them the big play and the touchdown in the first drive. This time Small runs for about 8 or maybe 9 yards, depending where they spot him down. They'll spot him down at the 36, the gain of 9.
Well, he just forearmed a safety or a cornerback downfield and was able to gain another 3 yards or so.
Mules trying to get everybody in the Red Knights going in one direction, then a little counter handoff to Cam Small. And it works for 9 yards here. Miller's in the backfield with Small. Now Small will shift out of the backfield, and Miller will carry it for the first time. That's a first down. Michael Miller on his first rushing attempt is inside the 30 and down to about the 27-yard line, and the Mules move the sticks.
Back-to-back 9-yard gains by the Mules' top 2 playmakers.
Miller carried it twice last week in the win over Schuylkill Valley. His threat was as a receiver. He had 4 catches for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns in that win over Schuylkill Valley. Miller will split out to the left now. All 3 receivers, Cantris, Lacey, and Miller to the left side with Miller in between. It's all window dressing. Small in a big hole. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown number 4, Cam Small. No flags on the play. The Mules will add on.
Just a tremendous burst between the guard and the center there, and just ran past about 3 defenders into the end zone. Cam Small having a night.
So with 9:02 remaining in the first half, Cam Small adds on to the lead for Muhlenberg with his 4th touchdown of the night. This one 27 yards out. And on for the extra point is Derek Schupp, and he remains perfect 4 for 4. And the Mule lead now reaches 28-0 with 9:02 still remaining in the first half. And now a flag after the play is over with.
Maybe a little extracurricular, maybe some words were exchanged. I'm not sure. Dead ball foul. It's against Muhlenberg. Again, Rob Flowers cannot be happy. They're in complete control of this game, and that's 2 penalties, 2 personal foul penalties for either shoving or mouthing off.
Definitely, obviously, plays after the play is over with. It's what he talked about in terms of self-inflicted wounds and not making these kind of mistakes. And these are the things that we can't do. And just makes it harder to overcome as the competition gets stiffer and the Mules head into Section 2 of the Lancaster Lebanon League. Be the 5th penalty against Muhlenberg, and Reading High will kick off Muhlenberg will kick off 15 yards further back.
We're still not close to where we were 2 years ago at Shirk Stadium when I think I still have it on my phone, a kickoff at the 5-yard line.
And it was 4 flags after a touchdown scored. And Reading High got backed up all the way to their own 2-yard line and had to kick off. It's kind of the heat of the battle of this series between these two. Again, Reading High's won 3 in a row in this battle of the border. There is a trophy on the line. Red Knights have the trophy. Winner gets to walk out of the stadium with that trophy and keep it for the year. As Schupp will kick it off. It's a high short kick taken by Weaver at about his own 31-yard line. 35 and 40. Cuts back, little juke move to get him across the 45. And Idris Weaver out to about the midfield stripe. So taking advantage of the shorter field because of the penalty. Idris Weaver, the Red Knights, going to get their best field position with the exception of that turnover at their own, right at midfield, it would appear. 8:53 left to go in the first half. 1st and 10 for Muhlenberg, and it is right at midfield.
19-yard return by Weaver. Really made some pretty moves to get that far before he ran into about 3 or 4 Mules.
Cam Small with 4 touchdown runs for Muhlenberg. And now the Red Knights trying to get something going offensively here. Again, with the ball right at the 50-yard line. Red Knights troubles with the snaps. Last time, Jameer Jacob, who had come on, the tight end now will come off the field. So Red Knights again with that little wing T look. Wing on both sides. Counter handoff, and it's the reverse handoff to Wilkins, trying to avoid some defenders in his own backfield. He will not avoid those defenders and eventually get wrapped up and brought down of a loss back to about the 44. And that's going to be a loss of 6 on 1st down.
Yeah, Red Knights didn't fool anybody with that inside reverse. Mules had that read perfectly. Loss of 5 on the play.
So Wilkins, for the 3rd time, loses yardage on the run. 2nd and 16 back at the 45. Call it 2nd and 15 for Reading High. Wilkins goes in motion. They're going to hand it off to him on a sweep to the right side. Again, the Mules get in and bust it up, and it's Cam Small again.
Again, terrific defensive play by Small. Read the play, came up from his linebacker spot, gets another TFL, tackle for loss.
4 more further back. That makes it 3rd down and 19 now for the Red Knights. Just going in the wrong direction. Wilkins on those, trying to get around the edge, and he can't even get to the edge. Third and 19 for the Red Knights. Plylehorn, play action fake, bootlegs out to his left, stop, plants, throws down the middle of the field, pass is caught at the Muhlenberg 35-yard line. Good for a big Red Knight 1st down, and it's Idris Weaver on the receiving end of the pass.
Boy, do they need that. 3rd 1st down of the night for the Red Knights.
Nice little rollout by Plylehorn, and they delivered the football right in the middle of the field for Weaver. And they will spot the football.
Wait a minute, what's going on? Personal roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer against the Mules, so that's going to add on to the play. Ball was already down to the 35-yard line, and now they'll add 15 more onto that. So now the Red Knights are going to have it at the 20-yard line.
Down to the 19, Bob.
1st down and 10 for the Mules now.
25-yard pass by Plylehorn. Really nice designed play by the Red Knights, and I think Muhlenberg just called a timeout.
So Rob Flowers has seen his team commit some egregious fouls in this first half, with his team very much in control of the game, but yet the personal foul penalties, and they've started to mount up a little bit. So the Mules will call timeout. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout back to Muhlenberg right after this with the Mules on top, 28-0.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half. The Reading Red Knights with their best drive right now. They've got it 1st and 10 at the Muhlenberg 19-yard line. They'll counter handoff to the fullback, none, but again, the Mules are bottling things up inside.
That was Otero, I think, with the stop.
So the Red Knights again will get pushed backwards, called back to the 21. It's a loss of 2 more. It's 2nd down and 12. That was the fullback, none on the carry, losing the yardage. Joseph Munoz splits out to the right side for the Red Knights. Weaver's a wing on the left, Wilkins on the right. Another issues with the snap. Muhlenberg says they have the football. Let's see if the Mules are going to come up with it. It looks like they do. So again, this issue with the snaps, but this time Muhlenberg is able to recover it. Cooper Burr, outside linebacker, recovers it from Muhlenberg.
That's the 5th poor fumbled exchange between the center and the quarterback for Reading, and you just can't have that. I mean, that's just so deflating after you make a really nice completion and you get the help of a roughing the passer penalty, and you're in the red zone and you fumble the snap and lose the football.
So the Red Knights turn it back with 6:35 left to go in half number 1. Muhlenberg on top again, 28-0. As Rich just said, the Red Knights with their best push into Muhlenberg territory, but ultimately the turnover gives it back. And Mules have it back. Like there's a timeout on the field before the snap of this football. Might be just to give the players a break here. So it appears that's the case. Gives us a chance to talk about the rest of this weekend of football here on WEEU. A little bit of baseball mixed in as well. Tomorrow afternoon, Nevada at Penn State. Kickoff time is 3:30 at State College. We'll get our coverage started at 1:30, with Rich and myself on Nittany Extra. We're joined by Steve Jones. Nittany Extra presented by Appella Wealth and Why Missing. Gets underway at 1:30. Penn State pregame at 2, and then kickoff with Steve Jones and Jack Ham at 3:30 from Beaver Stadium. So following the exchange, it's 1st and 10 for the Mules at the 20-yard line. Baez in the backfield all by his lonesome. Looking to his right, looking for the go route, looking for Michael Miller, who has a step on the defense, but the throw floats out of bounds and incomplete. So he hit that go route in the first play of the game, went back to it, but this time the ball just floated on Baez.
Yeah, it got away from him that time. Miller didn't have a chance to bring it down inbounds.
Baez now 3 for 8 throwing the football for 109 yards and that interception. Lacey's going to line up all but as a tight end on the right side. They're going to bunch all 3 of the receivers tight on the right and then one split out on the left. Now Miller will leave that pack. It's all misdirection for Small. He's got a huge hole. Small's got the 25-30. Makes a man miss. He's got the 40 and a foot race. Cam Small at the 40, 30, 20. No one's going to catch him now. Cam Small will take it to the house for the 5th time tonight.
What a tremendous performance by Cam Small. 80-yard touchdown. His 5th of the night.
So Cam Small, somewhat held in check last week by Schuylkill Valley, letting it out here tonight for the Mules. With 6:17 left to go in the first half, he adds on for his 5th score of the night. He did have 2 touchdown runs last week against Schuylkill Valley, but just 69 yards in total. Different story tonight on his home field.
Yeah, he just showed such a burst. I mean, he just flew past the back end of that Reading defense.
On his 10th carry tonight, Cam Small unofficially 175 yards and 4 scores. Again, last year against Reading High, he had 165 and 3 scores, so he's outdone that already, and we still have 6:17 left to go in the first half. 35-0 Muhlenberg on top. And again, it's all that little misdirection that Muhlenberg is using and kind of a counter handoff to Cam Small. He's getting a little bit of daylight and then doing the rest of the work himself.
Well, as the Penn State offensive coordinator Andy Kotelnicki said, there was a lot of toppings on that play with Muhlenberg, but at the base of it, it's a handoff to Small. It's the ice cream of it. It's what you want. And he just got a little bit of a hole, and he just outran the Reading defense to the end zone, 80 yards. He's been really impressive for someone who's never seen him play before. I can understand why he rushed for 2,000 yards last year.
A little bit bigger than he was last year. Not a whole lot bigger, but a lot stronger than he was, according to Rob Flowers, who works with these kids so hard and putting them in the weight room. And look, if Rob Flowers is going to be in there, there's not as many people can motivate you better in the weight room than Rob Flowers. As Audrus Weaver will pick it up at about the 11-yard line, 15-20, and Audrus Weaver with another nice return for Weaver, and he's out across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Let's see if the Red Knights can put together any kind of a sustained drive here. They had their best drive a moment ago. And Red Knights now trying to make sure that the mercy rule gets turned off. The mercy rule does not get invoked until the second half. It's 35-0 right now. And if the Red Knights don't score before the end of this half, then it will be a much quicker second half with the mercy rule in effect. So that's right now, Red Knights not necessarily thinking about that, but they are thinking about seeing if they can put something together, run some time off this clock with 6:02 left to go. Right, you stick around coming up at halftime back at our WEEU studios. Jeff Noah and Matt Knob will fill you in on all the action that's going on around WEEU tonight, around Reading, tonight, Berks County, high school football, and then the scoreboard show to follow tonight when our coverage is complete. Here's Wilkins again on the sweep, trying to get outside, but he's going backwards again. Turns upfield and will lose yardage yet again.
Michael Miller with a stop. Great pursuit. Miller and Small, not only are they terrific offensive weapons, but they really impressed me tonight with their defense.
So another loss for Wilkins, the 5th carry for him, and every one of them has lost yardage. This one's going to lose 4 more back to the 22-yard line, 2nd down and 14.
Actually, Bob, that's back to the 18.
You're right. It's worse.
It's an 8-yard loss.
It's worse than it looked initially, so you're right. It's an 8-yard loss. It's 5 carries and 5 lost carries for Deron Wilkins.
They might be better just running straight ahead than trying to run laterally, because I think Muhlenberg is just faster. Here we go.
They're trying it again with Wilkins, this time from right side to left, but nothing there. Just the pursuit. Muhlenberg just selling out on the run. And Reading High just kind of running right into that pursuit. Wilkins maybe pushes forward to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Going to bring up 3rd down now for the Red Knights.
Actually lost 3 yards. I was with you. 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, we'll call it the 16. So it's 3rd and about 16 now for Reading High. Weaver now will come out as a receiver slot to the left side with Joseph Munoz split to the left. Give is the fullback, Burr. He's kind of got bunched up with Plylahorn. They ran into one another again in the backfield.
Yeah.
That slowed it down even more, and then the Mules will wrap up the fullback at the 15. And again, a loss on the play for Reading High. It'll be 4th down and 17 back at the 15.
Yeah, the operation there just did not look good. It just was not efficient. Somebody was going the wrong way, whether it was Plylahorn or none. Not sure which.
Well, Plylahorn throwing the football is unofficially 3 for 6 for 47 yards, and it's give or take about even in terms of total yards right now because of all the lost yards on the ground for Reading High. Hoffman again will punt. It's a high short kick. Perez will bail out on it, let it roll. It'll take a bit of a Red Knight bounce, but again, Reading High will start, or Muhlenberg will start in Reading High territory. And again, a little bit of talking going on after the play's over with. Everybody pulling teammates out of there. 3:36 now left to go in the first half. Muhlenberg again starts in Reading High territory.
Looks like it's about the 46. Yeah, 46.
So of their 7 offensive series in this first half, 4 have started in Reading High territory. And as Rich said, it is at the Red Knight 46-yard line. 35-0 Mules on top. Muhlenberg maybe looking for a knockout punch here.
Yeah, I think what Rob Flowers wants to see not only is
the flag just got thrown now. He's looking at the referee. Joe Yetter was looking at the. No, it's just a sideline
warning against Reading. Yeah, sideline warning. But I think what Rob Flowers is looking for now, because this it's 35-0 Muhlenberg, is how do our kids handle success? Do they handle it the right way? Let's not lose our poise. Let's finish this game, but let's not lose. Let's play with some discipline.
1st and 10 for the Mules at the Reading High 46-yard line. Miller split to the right, Lacey slot right. Small back in the backfield with Baez. Baez rolling out with Small protecting him. Little jump pass looking for Lacey. He's got some separation. Lacey 10-5, drags a defender. Did he get into the end zone? Touchdown, Freddie Lacey. 46 yards on the hookup from Baez to Lacey for the score.
Yeah, and it looked like it could have been a horse collar flag, and you got another flag on the field, Bob. Let's see. It looks like it might be against Reading. Yeah, this is where you got to really watch out for, because we've seen this. A lot of frustration, maybe.
So we'll see and make sure that the play stands. Looks like they're going to come over and talk to Rob Flowers' coaching staff, which would indicate it is against the Red Knights. And obviously they'll decline the penalty. They'll take the touchdown. 46 yards on the hookup. Freddie Lacey gets his first score as a receiver. Of course, he ran the opening kickoff for a touchdown back last week.
I think the personal foul is going to be assessed on the kickoff. That was against Reading.
Freddie Lacey with 3 catches now in the night for 122 yards in a score as he takes one to the house from 46 yards out. Three minutes and 24 seconds left to go in the half, and out comes Derek Shupp for the extra point attempt. This one is blocked. So that'll make it a 41-0 difference on the scoreboard. But for Baez, the 3rd touchdown pass of the season for the sophomore quarterback. Nice job in the roll. Nice job as well by Cam Small to help protect him on that rollout. So Cam Small doing every aspect of this game to help out his team tonight.
Yeah, Small is just an impressive player. Like I said a couple times, he's made some great stops on defense. He's filled the hole so well with a burst. I think he has 2 or 3 tackles for loss. I thought Lacey made a heck of a play on that catch and run. The way he just quickly turned away from the Reading defensive back and outran. Well, he got to the end zone, and was pulled down from behind. Could have been even a horse collar, to tell you the truth. But regardless, nice play by Freddie Lacey.
Yeah, I thought for sure he was going to end up stepping out of bounds, but somehow or another he was able to walk the tightrope, stay in bounds, and as Rich said, fend off that tackler and take it to the end zone for the touchdown. And now after the personal foul penalty against the Red Knights, the Mules will kick off in Reading High territory at the 45-yard line, and Shupp will just bang it out of the back of the end zone. Reading High will take it to 35 instead. 3:24 left to go in the first half. It's been all Mules tonight. They lead it 41-0.
And remember, they've lost 3 straight in this series to Reading, including a 34-20 decision last year at Shirk Stadium.
So the Red Knights will get the football on the touchback at the 20. Four football games played last night involving Berks County teams. Schuylkill Valley with a 42-0 win over Daniel Boone. Conrad Weiser beats Elko 28-14. Fleetwood falls to Upper Perkiomen 35-7, and Berks Catholic gets their first win of the season, the win over Executive Education Charter 45-20. Here's Plythorn rolling out, looking for a man, looking for Andres Weaver, but the ball floats on him out of bounds. Safety Chase Zona closing in. There was a little bit of daylight, but the ball floats on Plythorn, incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Reading trying to generate something here in this last 3 minutes and 18 seconds of the first half. Their one opportunity in the red zone ended up in it with a turnover. So the Red Knights they've got quite an uphill climb here the rest of the night.
Well, certainly the running game has been a disaster for the Red Knights tonight. Just loss of yards, having issues with the snaps and the fumble. Maybe the senior quarterback, Plylehorn, can find you some kind of a spark here before the end of this half. He's under center as he's been all night. And this time a little delayed handoff out of an eye for Wilkins. And Wilkins finds his first positive yards, if you want to call it that. He at least gets a yard out of it. So kind of going away from that wing team look, going with more of an eye for the Red Knights with the fullback non-blocking in front of Wilkins. And he picks up 2 yards to the 22-yard line. So after a series of lost yards for Deron Wilkins, he gains 2 there on his 7th carry of the night. Jay Slaughter split out as the receiver on the left for the Red Knights. Plylehorn rolling that way. Stops, plants, throws in the middle of the field. Almost intercepted and ultimately incomplete. Emilio Alvarez had the opportunity, the middle linebacker, when the interception. He was running backwards, dropping back into pass coverage. He made himself, he couldn't hold on, but it falls incomplete. Red Knights almost caught it on the deflection, but it's 4th down.
Muhlenberg looking to add their 7th touchdown of the half here with 2:29 left in the second quarter. Again, with really good defense against the Red Knights.
So Kaufman, who's had a busy night tonight punting the football, he's done a good job. This is a high, booming kick. Perez makes the catch at about his own 47. He's got a man wrapped around him, and he will not get away. Nice job on special teams by Reading High. Kaufman again with a high, booming kick. Perez fielded it, and he had a couple of Red Knights to wrap him up immediately. No return. And Muhlenberg will start at 2:19 to go in the half. Mules have it back again, 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line.
I'm going to use all of my football intelligence here and say, I think the Mules are going to get the ball in the hands of number 2. That would be Cam Small.
Reading High will get the football to start half number 2, and there's another penalty on the play. It looks like this is against Muhlenberg again. I guarantee you what Rob Flowers is going to talk about at the halftime.
He will be furious.
This will be the 7th penalty of the first half against Muhlenberg. It's going to be a hold against the Mules. So instead of having it at their own 46, officials timeout.
I'm not sure.
No, lots of signaling going on, but I'm not sure what it's all about. So they will walk it back, and they'll start at the 36 instead of at the 46. That's where the Mules will have it, 1st and 10. Alexis Cantris is split to the right side. Freddie Lacey is slot right. Michael Miller will split out to the left. Baez from the shotgun. Wants to throw for it. Steps up in the pocket. Can't find anybody open. Is he going to run with it? No, a little jump pass. And the pass is incomplete. Michael Miller was there, but there were 3 Red Knights around him. And the pass will fall incomplete.
Yeah, I really thought that he was going to take off. Looked like he was Reading's pass rush made him move, and I thought he was going to step up and keep rolling. He probably could have gained 5 or 6 yards.
Baez has only carried it 1 time tonight. Of course, he hasn't had to run it a whole lot.
No.
Cam Small's done a good portion of that work.
I know Muhlenberg wants to show that they can throw the ball effectively, but it's clear their strength is running the football.
Cam Small, sidecar to the right, and it's Small who has it. Small following his blocking, 45, 50, into Reading High territory to the 40. Straight arms his way down to the 35-yard line, and the flag comes down. Deron Wilkins on the tackle of Cam Small, right around the 35-yard line, and the flag thrown right in that area, so we'll see what that's all about. But right now, the play, if it stands, is another first down run for Cam Small.
Probably be a 30-yard run.
It's going to be a hold against Muhlenberg.
Yeah, again.
Well, it'll be 10 yards from the spot of where that hold was.
Yeah, Muhlenberg has dominated this game, but they're making a lot of mistakes. a lot of mistakes, especially penalties.
So it will still be a first down for Muhlenberg because the run was across midfield before the penalty was assessed. At the Red Knight 47-yard line is where they spot the football.
So it'll be a 27-yard run for Cam Small, adding to his total.
So that'll put him over 200 yards unofficially on 11 carries. His career high was 346 last year against Exeter. This time it's Miller on the carry. Miller 45-40, slips out of an arm tackle to the 30, to the 25-20. Michael Miller still on his feet to the 15, to the 10, and finally run down and out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. If the play stands, it's first and goal to go for the Mules.
Yeah, we have to look, but we've seen no flags on the play, and that was a heck of a run by Michael Miller. Again, showing off his athleticism. That's a 41-yard run down to the 6.
To the 6-yard line for Miller on his second carry of the game. The Mules knocking on the door one more time. First down and goal to go at the 6-yard line with 1:35 left to go in the first half. Cantris will split out as the receiver on the right side. Lacey slot right. Miller and Small in the backfield. Now Small shifts out of it. They're going to give it to Miller again. Following the blocking of big Tony Ferreira is going to take it in for the touchdown. Michael Miller gets his turn in the end zone. This one from 6 yards out on the run.
There wasn't much pursuit by the Reading High defense on that play. Miller really just it was just a stroll into the end zone from the 6.
Running behind his 6'8", 305-pound right tackle, Tony Ferreira. Michael Miller takes it in for the score. And the Mules continue to pile it on here in this first half. Last one. Christian Coley is the holder. Snap good, hold down, kick is through. And so that makes it a 48-0 advantage. Michael Miller on the touchdown run. He caught 2 for scores last week. And this week, he runs for a touchdown.
Bob, I wondered when was the last?
A very valid question. It's been a long time. And it might have been the guy who's the coach now, might have been the quarterback the last time that happened. Rob Flowers, an outstanding quarterback here for the Mules, late 1990s. Jason Reinhardt, his tailback, eventually lost to Mannheim Central in a district final, Hershey Park Stadium, their senior year. Under Hall of Fame coach John Yoakum. Beforehand that this field here at Muhlenberg, now that it looks so great with this turf, doesn't have an official name. Just because I know it'll make him mad. I think Yoakum Field will be a perfect. I mean, he's here. He deserves it.
Somewhere.
He deserves it.
And we know he's here somewhere. He's probably right just a few rows below us.
Yeah, and I know it'll make him mad, which is the other reason why he deserves it, but because it'll make him mad, I want to say it.
John is. I know there's some people out there who haven't met him, but he is as humble as they come. Just a great guy, and we've gotten to know him on the Sports Hall of Fame board, Bob and I, and John, the last person he wants to talk about is himself or his career.
Kickoff for the Mules goes out of bounds, so the Red Knights will take it at the 35-yard line on the kickoff with 1:30 left to go in this first half. Red Knights looking for some kind of positive note here. In motion goes Wilkins, right side to left. To give is the fullback Burr. He's got a little bit of daylight for a first time. And eventually dragged down by Cooper Burr, but not before the other Burr, the fullback on the carry. Fullback takes it across the 40 to about the 41 or 42-yard line. If it's the 42, it's a gain of 7.
And that's what it is.
Second down and 3 from the 42 for the 43 is where they'll spot it. So call it 2nd and 2 for the Red Knights. Inside of a minute left to go in half number 1. Red Knights with a home game next week at Shirk Stadium against the Mayas before they start LL Section 1 play against Wilson in a couple of weeks. Here is the handoff again up the middle, and another nice job of just pushing forward by the fullback, and the Red Knights are going to get a first down in Muhlenberg territory. So a little bit of a different look with that wing T going with the fullback dive and finding some daylight, and they're in the Mules territory at the Muhlenberg 48-yard line.
Yeah, I think they're better off running straight ahead than trying to run laterally because Muhlenberg has more speed.
Yeah, they're just selling out on it.
Yeah.
On all those counter handoffs, the Mules are over everything. So now trying to kind of run against that pursuit of the football, and they found something a little bit in the last two plays with freshman fullback Jalir Nunn. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line of Muhlenberg.
Taking a little bit too much time here with the clock winding down.
Flylohorn wanted to roll out with it, but nothing but Mules there to wrap him up quickly. And to bust it all up was Justin Jaquez for the Mules. And we'll see if the Red Knights call a timeout here, or they're just going to head to the locker room, and it would appear not. The clock hits zeros, and an impressive first half for the Muhlenberg Mules here at Muhlenberg. It is a 48-0 advantage in favor of the Mules. We will take a timeout back with our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show. Right after this, you'll listen to high school football presented by Savage Auto Group live on WEEU in Reading.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Looking for the best pizza in Berks? Come to Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, located along Richmond Street in Reading. Whether grabbing a pie to share before the game, getting delivery for the team, or you're looking for a real Italian dining experience in a grotto-style restaurant, put Nino's on the top of your roster. As the official pizza of WEEU Slice of Sports, Nino's knows how to feed athletes and the rest of your crew. Nino's Pizza and Italian Restaurant, 515 Richmond Street. Call 610-921-2300 or visit ninosristorante.com.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. All Mules on their home debut here in 2025. They waited a long time to be able to play on this brand new turf, and they're putting it to good use, and they're just tearing it up right now as they're tearing up the Reading Red Knights as well. It's a 48-0 advantage. It's been the Cameron Small show for the Mules tonight. He scored not one, not two, but 5 first-half touchdowns, and then they let the air attack go a little bit as well, with Brett Lacey catching a touchdown pass from Adriel Baez, and then eventually Michael Miller getting in on the act as well on the ground game. Michael Miller, a receiving target and a runner. Michael Miller, we talked about this in the pregame show, banged up a little bit over the course of his football and basketball time at Muhlenberg, but playing healthy and playing strong, and so too are the Muhlenberg Mules. Cameron Small has rushed for over 200 yards already in the first half unofficially, and again, the 4 scores so far for Muhlenberg. It's all Mules here in Lauderdale. 48-0 is our score. We're going to throw things back to Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob back in the WEEU studios for more of our halftime show presented by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. Take it away, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. You guys take a little breather along with Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan. Hey, we are getting ready for a little mercy action, Matt, 48-0 right now. I think you and I, off mic, had a couple conversations about what we thought this game might be tonight. And if we're being true to ourselves, that it's kind of living up to what we thought it might be because of the individual having the night that he's having.
Yes, obviously, Muhlenberg has the standout running back, Cam Small. I don't think anyone expected him to run for 5 touchdowns, but given the fact that he ran 2,000 yards last year, maybe we shouldn't be super, super surprised. He's an outstanding player. He ran for touchdowns of 38, 2, 2, 28, and 80 yards in that first half. And
Right.
Muhlenberg's first 5 touchdowns were all thanks to Cam Small. And that's all she wrote. It's a mercy rule game now in the second half. The Mules lead 48-0.
So it makes our post-game show interesting because last week, Schuylkill Valley held him to 69 yards. Now, he scored a couple touchdowns. Nick Moyer and Noah Sonnen, each from Schuylkill Valley, are going to join the studio 10 o'clock tonight. So they can maybe share some insight, at least how you slow them down a little bit, right?
Right, and just what it's like to play against them.
Yeah, so Why don't we take a quick time out? When we come back, we will roll the scores on the night. A whole lot of action going on, plus there was some Thursday action as well. From the second floor, fourth and court, this is halftime here right now. Muhlenberg leading Reading 48-0. More after this on the voice of Berks and Beyond to 8:30 WEEU.
Join us for our Fall into Savings sales event, September 5th and 6th at the Habitat for Humanity Restore in Temple. Discover incredible deals at prices you'll love on furniture, home decor, appliances, and more. Whether you're renovating your home or hunting for unique treasures, you'll find it at Restore Berks. And here's the best part. Every purchase helps build homes and hope right here in Berks County. Don't leave these savings behind this season. 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple. Learn more at restoreberks.org.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Yeah, getting ready to get jiggy with it here at the half. Mr. Jiggy himself, Matt Knob over there. Matt, you ever get jiggy with it?
We're moving on here, Jeff. Let's dig into some scores.
All right, let's look at some scores. We are going to talk about Muhlenberg and Reading. You're listening to that game right now. It's Cam Smalls, right? Stop me if Cam Smalls. Hold on. Cam Smalls, right? Cam Smalls. Is it Cam Smalls? 5 times?
5 touchdowns for Cameron Small, and then it's all Mules, 48-0 at that break.
Hey, so Wilson and Plymouth Whitemarsh, it's a game that Wilson wins last year. It's a good one. Bulldogs on the road tonight, but they've got a 13-10 lead at the break. Nazareth at home next week. We will be there.
Manheim Township and Central York are also in a tight game, Jeff. The Blue Streaks lead Central York 21-14 at the break in York.
Marcos Fernandez, a touchdown run for Manheim Township. Who's got that touchdown run there, Matty, for Central York?
Central York, Legend Johnson. What a name.
Legend Johnson. I was going to name my son Legend, but I had a daughter. All right. Let's also look at scores in the area. Penn Manor leads Dallastown 7-0. Interesting. Dallastown, the big playoff team in the future. Now they're struggling out of the gate. They're down 7-0. How about Manheim Central? What are they doing, Matt?
Points are at a premium, but Manheim Central leads 6-3 over Effort at the break. Effort is going for their 400th win as a school tonight, but they're going to need some more points to do it.
Yeah, well, they're still in the game at 6-3. Governor Mifflin at home tonight. They are hosting out of the PAC Liberty Division, Perkiomen Valley, the Vikings. Right now, it's all Vikings, 28-10. Governor Mifflin's got Hempfield at home next week.
Pennant leads E-Town 10-7 at the half. Prince Ratto with a 57-yard score for E-Town, but Kennett leads at the break.
These are some great name suggestions, Matt.
Prince, Legend, we've got it all here on the halftime report.
So you're like in the future, when you meet the future Mrs. Knob, and then you have a son, you can name your child Prince Legend Knob.
There you have it, folks.
All right. Well, it's better than what you were going to name him. What was you going to name him? Door? All right. So let's go to. Get it, Matt? Door? Knob? I don't know. I have to explain that to you or not. All right. Garden Spot, Lebanon, they are at the half. Garden Spot growing and growing and growing here. 24-0 lead over Lebanon Cedars. Matt, we talked about this last week. Interim head coach that was named as the full-time head coach late in July. 43 straight losses on their way to 44.
LS and Warwick are knotted 7-7 in the second quarter. Both teams open the season with a win, trying to go to 2-0.
Yeah, remember LS last week, they snuck out against Solanco in the overtime.
Correct, and now they're knotted in another tight game here.
Speaking of tight games, Matt, with a little bit of offense, though, of course.
22-22, New Oxford against Cocalico. Cocalico lost last week, trying to get one in the win column. all tied up in the third quarter.
Speaking of Solanco, Matt, they have a 21-6 halftime lead over the Indians of Octorara. What am I keeping my eye on, Matt? No, let me tell them, please. Johnny Garcia, the fullback from Solanco, 132 yards away from what career number, Matt? Are you paying attention?
3,000.
Yeah, it's Matty paying attention over there. Tell everybody what Northern Lebanon is doing tonight.
Northern Lebanon is trailing Oxford 9-0 at the break. Both teams started the season with a win. And another score, Twin Valley 35. Selinsgrove nothing in the second quarter. If that holds at halftime, that will also be a mercy rule second half. Raiders looking to go to 2-0.
Yeah, they put 40-plus points on the board last week, 45 against Berks Catholic, right?
So the offense, even without the Evans, Evan Myers, Evan Johnson, hasn't missed a beat.
Let's take another timeout. When we come back, we'll finish the scores, get you ready for the second half. 48-0, Muhlenberg on top of Reading, right here on 830 WEEU.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
My AC gave out on the hottest day of the year. Keith had it running again fast and for a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, Keith handles it all. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Honest, fast, professional, solid work every time. Call Keith. You'll be glad you did.
Keith, quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com.
Back here, settled in nicely in the second floor, fourth and quarter, along with Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan, Sean Tansky producing. Don't forget, after the game, scores and highlights on the high school football scoreboard show. 10 o'clock, live in studio from Schuylkill Valley, Nick Moyer and Noah Sonnen. They will be in. They won last night, by the way. They beat Daniel Boone 42-0. So they'll be celebrating a win. I think they'll be in a good mood. So looking forward to spending some time with those guys. Hey, let's look at a couple more scores before we kick it back out to Muhlenberg. Kutztown looking for their first win. They've got York Technology at home, not tying up the Wi-Fi tonight, Matt. No doubt about it. Kutztown up 34-6 as they go into the half. I know that Nick Bagley is looking for win number 1 at Columbia. How's he doing against Donegal, Matt?
Donegal leads 13-7 in the third quarter.
Tyler Hartram from Hamburg looking for win number 1. He's tied with Midwest on Military Appreciation Night 7-7. Isaac McFadden to Mason Strunk on fourth down. 21 seconds left in the half to get that Hamburg touchdown. Also, Lancaster Catholic, Brandon Way continues to shine. He's got a touchdown run after 2 last week. 26-7 over DeLone Catholic. Big one. LaSalle leading Malvern Prep 35-28. That is in the fourth quarter. We will keep you updated on that. Scores and highlights after the game. Matt and I, joined by the players from Schuylkill Valley, we've got reports on 4 or 5 games. But our game right now, 48-0. Muhlenberg with the lead over Reading. They'll start the second half in the mercy rule, but no mercy when it comes to the announcers. They're the best in the business. Bob McCool along with Rich Scarcella.
Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's Rewards Program. Purchase select items at Redner's Markets and unlock big savings on groceries with fantastic deals like buy 3, get the 4th free. Redeem your points and save on fuel at one of our 7 Redner's Quick Stop locations throughout Berks County, and treat yourself to made-to-order sandwiches, fried chicken, coffee, and more. Discover tons of special offers, digital deals, and surprise savings available to rewards customers. Start saving today. Simply sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Welcome back to our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. That's been a good portion of this half has been the Cameron Small show for the Muhlenberg Muhls. He had 2,000 yards last year as a junior. Held somewhat in check last week by Schuylkill Valley. Didn't hurt the Mules at all as they took care of business against Schuylkill Valley 45-14. Rob Flowers actually thought it could have been an even more one-sided win for the Mules, except for the fact that they made some mistakes. Well, they made a few mistakes tonight as well that I no doubt were talked about. But all in all, it is a very impressive first half for Muhlenberg at 48-0. And, Rich, you start looking at what the Mules have to offer. You got Cam Small in the backfield, and now Berks County and the Lancaster 11 League now know what Cam Small can do with a 2,000-yard backfield. Now you're getting a chance to see with a quarterback with a little bit of experience in Adriel Baez, if he can get the football in the hands of Michael Miller and Fred Lacey, this offense can be pretty dynamic for Muhlenberg.
Yeah, next week they're going to play Daniel Boone, and they're going to go into that expected to win pretty handily because Muhlenberg handled Schuylkill Valley the first week, and Schuylkill Valley did the same to Boone last night. But I think in Section 2 of the Lancaster Lebanon League, I think those three skill players are going to be a handful for anybody, any team in that league, in that section. When you're talking about a 2,000-yard rusher and the athletes the caliber of Michael Miller and Freddie Lacey, I mean, that's a lot of balance for a high school team. Muhlenberg can beat you three different ways. You know, I think with Baez, a quarterback, he's just a sophomore. He's going to get stronger, hopefully, as the season goes on for them. But I like to see him take off and run a little bit just to throw the defense off, see what he can do. And maybe at this point with a 48-0 lead, Rob Flowers doesn't want to take those chances. But I'll tell you what, I would not be surprised that if Muhlenberg gives a lot of Section 2 teams trouble. And the other thing is, all the games are going to be here.
That is true, because once they get into Section 2 in 2 weeks, they will all be here. Nothing but home games on the schedule for Muhlenberg from September 12th moving forward. A little bit of a delay to get started here because the Red Knights have not yet come back out of the locker room in the second half. Mules are out and ready to go. The Reading High has not yet returned from the locker room. The coaches are now starting to make their way out, so the Red Knights should be out relatively quickly. But I know Rob Flowers can't hear me from here, and it's a good thing he can't because he'd kill me if he heard what I'm about to say, which is, as you said, they're playing a struggling Daniel Boone team next week, and then they start Section 2 of the LL against Lebanon. And Lebanon has been in a bad way now for a couple of years. They have not won a football game for a couple of years. So obviously there's two very winnable games lying ahead, and Muhlenberg can be sitting and looking at a 4-0 start. And then the test, September the 19th, here in Laureldale, Muhlenberg will play Governor Mifflin. And now you're getting into the upper crust of Section 2 of the LL. When you got your Mifflins, you got your Exeters, you got your Conestoga Valleys. Those are the cream of the crop in Section 2 of the Lancaster 11 League. But the Mules will have that much more confidence about them as they continue to have success.
It's all about how they handle that success. It's been a long time since Muhlenberg's been 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 even. How do the Mules handle that kind of success? Do they keep working at it to what got them here, leading 48-0 at the half?
Still a delay. The officials are still looking to see if where the Red Knights are and what's going on with Reading High. The Red Knights have not yet come back out from the locker room, so that's the delay right now. And the officials are out on the field. The Mules are out on the field. And right now we're just waiting to see what's going on with Reading High. Right now the Philadelphia Phillies are batting in the bottom of the seventh, and that is a tie ball game at 1-1. A little bit of a different story from what it was 24 hours ago when the Phils beat up on the Atlanta Braves with a 19-4 win. But right now it is a 1-1 tie. Phils and Braves. Braves with 11 hits, but just the one run. And Phils with only 3 hits so far.
Well, now you start to wonder if something's going on because this is a long wait, and
the officials are out.
They're going to be penalized because they're not back out on the field.
Right. The officials will go to that's what happens. Officials will go to the locker rooms, kind of knock on the door and say, all right, boys, the second half's about ready to start. And so now the officials are out on the field, and the question is what's going on with Reading High?
Yeah, I don't know if they're coaches, but there are a couple support people.
Right.
Or over on the Reading High sideline, but most of the staff is not there, and there is no sign of the Red Knights yet. And Rob Flowers has the Mules just stretching and trying to keep their heart rate going, but
Muhlenberg was came out, did their warm-ups, and they were ready to roll. But nothing going on the other sideline. So that's the delay for the start of this second half. And so here we sit, just trying to figure out what's going on. And right now, that's the delay to start this game. And again, just keeping up to date with the Phillies and the Braves now head into the top half of the eighth inning. Phils and Braves tied at 1-1. Phils and Braves tomorrow, but with Penn State football tomorrow afternoon, that'll be on 8:30 WEEU and WEEU.com. The Phils and the Braves on Sunday afternoon for the series finale at 1:35. Here come the Red Knights. So the Reading High, a little bit of a delay getting out of the locker room. And so the Red Knights are now back out on the field. They'll give them a very brief period of time to stretch out and warm up. And the Red Knights are scheduled to get the ball to start half number 2. So we will work our way through the temporary delay. But yeah, don't forget, coming up after our coverage is complete tonight, we'll have words on the field with the winning coach and our player of the game as well. And a lot coming your way as well. After we're done here in Laureldale, we'll throw things back to Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob for our scoreboard show. They've got a lot of stuff lined up because we had 4 games last night. So we'll have coaches and players they'll have lined up for interviews and checking in what's going on all the games going on around the Lanks 11 League and around the District 3 and beyond as well. Coming up on our scoreboard show, they'll be on the air until 11:30 tonight, filling you in with all things high school football. We do that each and every Friday night. Again, our coverage next week, we will start it in West Lawn with the Wilson Bulldogs, seeing Doug Dobbs and his crew for the first time in 2025 as they take on Nazareth. A very interesting game coming up next week here on WEEU. And, of course, we'll have it for you at 8:30 WEEU Sports as well on our free video stream. Wilson taking on Peyton Falzone, the outstanding quarterback for Nazareth, who had been committed to Penn State and then decommitted, which never was a word before, but now is a real word. And it's in the English language just about every day in the world of college football.
Neither was transfer portal.
Also true, but that is exactly the story. Falzone ultimately decided to go to Auburn instead. He is the real deal. He's 6'5", and I was told by some Wilson people last year that last year what surprised them more than anything was his speed. And so he took Wilson apart last year, but the Bulldogs had a chance to win it, but fumbled going in for a winning score. That was the lone loss of the season. That was at Nazareth last year. It'll be in West Lawn next week, and it'll be here on WEEU and our free video stream as well. So the Red Knights are out. They are warmed up. And again, they will get the second half kickoff here. We will play this entire second half under the Mercy Rule. Mercy Rule in high school football is a 35-point lead at any point in time in the second half, and it's a running clock with the exception of scores and or injuries for timeout. So the Mules with their touchdowns in the first half, a 48-0 advantage. Again, Cam Small with 5 touchdowns, and then the touchdown pass from Adriel Baez to Fred Lacey, and then Michael Miller with a 6-yard touchdown run for the Muhlenberg scores. Only a missed extra point, the only blemish on that part of the game for Muhlenberg in the first half. So now the Mules will come out, and again, they will kick off. The Red Knights will get the football to start half number 2.
Yeah, I know the referee kept the last several minutes looking at his watch, and I guess I thought there'd be a penalty. I think, you have to show up at some point to delay a game at the very least. But it doesn't appear that's going to happen.
Yeah. So our second half kickoff is presented by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing costs of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them at 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com. Our second half is underway. The Mules will kick it off. It'll be Audris Weaver from his own 16-yard line on the return going east to west. He shakes loose a one tackle. He's across the 25 into the 30. And eventually the Muhlenberg pursuit will bring him down at about the 31 or 32-yard line. So the Red Knights try to get a little bit of positivity on their last series. They had some success with those fullback dives, as opposed to, as Rich said, trying to go east to west. They were going for those sweeps laterally, and the Mules were there to just bust all of that up. Reading High will start this second half drive from their own 32-yard line. Plylohorn under center. And here is the sweep on the right side. And I believe that's Weaver trying to dance his way off the left edge. It is Audrus Weaver on the carry for the Red Knights. Picks up a couple to about the 34-yard line. Gain of 2. Second down and 8 coming up.
Ian Rodriguez with a nice stop for the Mules.
Audrus Weaver picks up 2. Weaver now on the wing on the right. They shift Wilkins into the backfield with Jalir Nunn. And there's Wilkins trying to get a block from Nunn. He gets a block, dances his way outside, and eventually gets bumped out of bounds across the 35. A nice patient run there for the sophomore Deron Wilkins. Picks up a couple of positive yards. And out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. So that's a gain of 4. Puts the Red Knights in a 3rd and 4. Got to feel good for Deron Wilkins to just go in that direction. He has been held so much in check, trying to turn those sweeps into something and instead going backwards. 3rd down and 4 for the Red Knights.
Bob, I was thinking, what does Troy Godinez say in the locker room? What do you think he said? And I think it's just like, let's get small wins. Let's just try to pick up a couple first downs. And here you got a chance for one. And
they have it.
Yep.
And a completion from Plylohorn. Good move after the catch for the Red Knights to pick themselves up a first down as they're out across the 40 into the 45-yard line. Well done by Plylohorn to find himself an open receiver, and it's Wilkins on the catch, the sophomore with the grab for the Red Knight first down. And Reading High has the football at their own 46-yard line after the gain of 8. Plylohorn now 4 out of 8 throwing the football, and it's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line for the Red Knights. Ashton Linsenbigler splits out to the left side. Wing right, wing left, and Nunn the fullback. And it's Nunn the fullback, and Nunn has midfield. Nunn drags a tackler for what looks to be another Reading High first down to the Muhlenberg 43-yard line.
Really strong running inside by Nunn. We saw that a little bit in the first half. We have an official timeout. I think
it's the player shaking up or
no,
an equipment issue.
Lost the helmet, that's all. But Nunn, really powerful run through the middle of the Muhlenberg line down to the Muhlenberg 44.
So 2 first downs now for the Red Knights. And obviously right now, in terms of first down pickups, their most successful drive.
Without a doubt. They've 3 or 4 first downs the whole first half. And it's the first drive they've had 2 first downs.
And now Plylohorn wants to throw for it. Hit as he throws it, but he's got it a receiver, and this is going to be good for a first down if he held on. That, I believe, is his tight end, Jameer Jacob, with a catch inside the Muhlenberg 35-yard line. So Jameer Jacob makes the leaping catch in traffic, and he's spotted down at the Muhlenberg 33-yard line. That's 11 more for Reading High.
Yeah, best sustained drive of the night for the Red Knights.
I think we know now what Troy Godinez may have done. I think he challenged him at halftime.
Yeah.
You're getting embarrassed. You want to be embarrassed, or you want to come out here and fight?
Yeah, let's just try to do the little things well, and so far they have here in the first few minutes of the third quarter.
Here's Wilkins on a sweep to the right side. Finally gets a little bit out of a surge, but then that changes quickly as Muhlenberg just wraps him up and brings him backwards. And maybe back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they spot the football. So they went back to the well to those sweep, but nothing doing against Muhlenberg's defense.
That's going to be no gain, Bob. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10 at the 33-yard line of Muhlenberg for Reading High. 48-0 is our score. Muhlenberg on top. Red Knights trying to put something together here in this third quarter. Linsenbigler will split out to the left side. Weaver in motion. And the handoff is to him from right side to left. Again, nothing doing on those sweeps on either side. Coming up and making the tackle that time was the sophomore Ian Rodriguez. He was just riding him down from behind, and Weaver gets brought down back at the 35-yard line and a loss of 2 more.
Yeah, terrific pursuit by Rodriguez from the backside. Brought Wilkins down for a 2-yard loss, as Bob said. Really nice play there.
So now back to a 3rd down and 12 for Muhlenberg for Reading High at the Muhlenberg 35-yard line. Tight end Jacob is lined up on the line of scrimmage on the right side. Wilkins goes in motion. They play action fake to him. Plylehorn wants to throw back to him, hoping to get a block. Nope, nothing doing as Wilkins could not catch it. Plylehorn had a mule in his face and had to throw it up high, and ultimately throws it over Wilkins' head and incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down. No reason not to go for it if you're Reading High right now. 4th and 12 at the Muhlenberg 35-yard line. Clock still running on the incomplete pass because of the mercy rule, so we're already inside of 6 minutes left to go in this 3rd quarter. Vincent Berger will split out to the right.
See if Reading can protect Plylehorn here and let him get a chance to throw the ball down the field.
He drops straight back, has time. Now he's out of time. He's going to run out of the pocket. He's going to run for it himself. 30, 25, and out of bounds inside the 25, and that should be good for a Reading High 1st down. Needed to get to the 23 to move the sticks, and that's pretty close to where he is, depending on where he stepped out of bounds.
Really close. I'm looking up to see this. This could be a measurement.
They're spotting it at the 23, and I think they've already – did they signal the 1st down? They must have, because the teams have not changed personnel. The chain gang is now moving. 1st down, Reading High.
12-yard gain by Plylehorn.
Nice job by the quarterback to take off and run for it. Good decision by him. And the Red Knights pick up their 3rd 1st down in this series at the Mule 23-yard line. Wilkins goes in motion. Here's the fullback. He has a hole, but that closes quickly. Justin Jacques has had a big night tonight defensively for Muhlenberg. He's just clogging things up. Jacques is a 6'1", 305-pound junior, and he's doing what you want out of a defensive tackle, getting in the way.
Yeah, Nunn had some room momentarily. He ended up gaining 2 yards, but really, that was a really nice job by Jacques to make the stop.
So Nunn gains a yard to the 22, makes it 2nd down and 9 for the Knights. Wilkins is on the right, Weaver on the left this time. Taji Slaughter goes in motion, split out to the right side for the Red Knights. Plylehorn rolling right, looking, dumping, and finding a man. Pass is caught inside the 15 and down for what should be another Reading High 1st down. That's his tight end, Jameer Jacob. 2nd time he's found his tight end in this drive. And the Red Knights have themselves another 1st down, but I think there is a flag on the play. There is. Referee Joe Yetter conferring with his crew as to what it is. This is going to be against Reading High.
Yep.
So is it after the play and then the play stands, in which case it's a 1st down, and then they go back 15. That looks like the call. So it'll be backed up to the 27-yard line. So the play goes to the 12, which is good for a 1st down, but then the 15-yard penalty puts it back to the 27-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 15 now for the Knights at the 27.
Yep, 1st and 10 from the 27. There's some confusion with the chain gang there.
Yeah, 1st and 10 it should be, not 1st and 15. So they got it figured out. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. So the 1st down, and now Plylehorn looking for more, pointing people in the right direction, rolls himself out, buys some time, and gets pounded. Coming up and making the big stick for Muhlenberg was Cooper Burr, the linebacker, and he had some help from behind by Jediah Quinones. They made a sandwich out of Jason Plylehorn.
Yeah, that was some hit that Plylehorn took by 2 Muhlenberg players. Great pursuit again from the backside.
12-yard sack on the play, 2nd sack of the game for the Mules, all the way back to the 39-yard line. 2nd down and 22 now for the Red Knights. See if Reading High can overcome the hiccup. Inside of 3 minutes to go in the quarter. Here's Wilkins, ball's on the ground. He kicked it once. He picks it up. He's on the other side of the 50. Still trying to get out. Now flags come down, and Wilkins is eventually going to go down as well. Just a disaster of a play for the Red Knights. Wilkins dropped the football, then he kicked it, and he went all the way back from his side of the 50 to the other side of the 50, and then a flag went down as well. So we'll wait and let the officials sort this mess out where the ball is going to be for Reading High.
It's a hold against Reading.
So they'll
and
decline that. They'll take
absolutely.
the play. And a huge loss all the way back on the other side of the 50 to the 47-yard line for Reading High.
Yeah, 14-yard loss. It's now 3rd and 36.
3rd and 36 when they had it 1st and 10 at the 12. So that quickly, this thing just blew up on Reading High on the sack and now the loss. And it's 3rd and 36 at the 47 of their own 47, that is.
The down marker on the opposite side says 2nd down, but it's 3rd down. And somebody told them,
They've got to get all the way into the side of Muhlenberg 20 to the 17-yard line to pick up a 1st down. They've got 2 plays to do that.
They had so much momentum going, too, on this second drive to open the second half.
Weilhorn rolls out to his left, throws it up, and it's picked off. Fred Lacey on the interception, and the Mules will take it back. Turnover number 3 for Muhlenberg's defense. First one on the interception variety. They recovered a couple of fumbles in the first half. Fred Lacey adds to his night with the interception. Comes with 1:57 left to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Reading had so much momentum, came out of the locker room, picked up 4 first
Eventually.
downs. Yeah. Eventually came out of the locker room. That's good. Picked up 5 first downs.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
And then self-inflicted wounds.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I said, it got to 1st and 10 at the 12 for Reading High, and then that's when things came unglued. And then the big sack, and then the big loss, and then Weilhorn in very much of a desperation mode.
Yeah, he just had to throw that.
And the interception by Lacey gives it back to Muhlenberg with a 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line for the Mules. And I think we're going to see some next-level players out there for the Mules here to start this drive. And a snap before they were expecting it. The quarterback for Muhlenberg is Julian Rowland, and the junior has to pick it up after the ball hit him in the stomach. They snapped it before he was waiting for it, and he's going to get wrapped up. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. That's exactly what he did.
So it's 2nd down and 10.
That's good for to see with Rob Flowers. Knows the game's well in hand, playing some of his younger kids.
Khalid Perez, who's been a punt return team, is out there as a receiver. He's going to go out the left side. He's hobbling a little bit as he goes there. In motion is Cantris. And the handoff is to Manny Adochi. And Adochi gets stacked up by the Reading High defense. May have lost a yard back to the 33. It's 3rd down and 11. And that'll probably be and should be the final play of period number 3. The Mules are in a 3rd and 11. And obviously in no hurry to get a snap off here. They'll let the clock tick down. And a fast-moving 3rd quarter in the Mercy Rule will take us to quarter number 4. When we come back to Muhlenberg, high school football presented by Savage Auto Group has the Muhlenberg Mules on top of the Reading Red Knights, 48-0. Quarter number 4 when we come back after this.
Join us for our Fall into Savings sales event, September 5th and 6th at the Habitat for Humanity Restore in Temple. Discover incredible deals at prices you'll love on furniture, home decor, appliances, and more. Whether you're renovating your home or hunting for unique treasures, you'll find it at Restore Berks. And here's the best part. Every purchase helps build homes and hope right here in Berks County. Don't leaf these savings behind this season. 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple. Learn more at restoreberks.org.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together?
If they could at least put one in the end zone here, as we're down inside of 6 minutes to go in the football game.
That's not going to happen if you're committing penalties all
Valid point.
I mean, it's been a consistent theme all night.
Phillies game is headed to the 9th. 2-1 fighting to the Phillies on top of the Atlanta Braves. 2nd and 14 for the Red Knights from now their 47-yard line. Weilhorn gives it to the fullback, and none sees not much of anything. Clogging things up in the middle. And the Red Knights will have it at the 46. Third down and 14 coming up for Reading High. No. Third down and 14 right now for Reading High from the 46-yard line. Shifting around with Bradley and Wilkins. Bradley now on the left side, Wilkins on the right. Plylehorn rolling out to his left. Stop, plants, throws, and I've almost intercepted, but it's broken up as the Mules almost came up with the interception, but instead it will stay Reading High football with a 4th down now coming up for the Red Knights from their Muhlenberg 46-yard line.
I got to think that it's been a long time since Muhlenberg began a season 2-0 after all the struggles they've had over the last 8 to 10 years or so. And this bodes well because, like, again, they'll be favored to win, expected to win against Daniel Boone next week, and 3-0 would be a heck of a start going into Lancaster Lebanon League play.
Elijah Fleming, the freshman, now in at quarterback for Reading High. He rolls out, a little bootleg as well. Rolls out to his left on 4th down. Will not be able to pick up a 1st down. And on downs, the Muhlenberg Muhls will get the football back. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the football game. Muhlenberg will get it back. We apologize for a little bit of technical difficulties with our video stream, but we're back up and running. Bet you stick around again for our post-game show. Rich Scarcella will have words with Rob Flowers, and our player of the game is what I was trying to say, as Muhlenberg will take possession of the football from their own 42-yard line. Cameron Small, 5 touchdown runs for Muhlenberg before the Red Knights do what hit him. There was still 6 minutes and change left to go in the second quarter. Cameron Small had already scored 5 touchdowns and had the Mules on top, 35-0. Small unofficially over 200 yards rushing on the night. His career high last year against Exeter was 346. As Reading High will bust up the play here for Muhlenberg, drive them backwards. Final couple minutes of the clock will continue to tick down as Muhlenberg's backed up now to their own 38-yard line. 2nd down and 14 coming up for the Mules. Again, it's been second unit offense out there for Muhlenberg throughout this second half. A game in which Rob Flowers told us beforehand, we'll see how good we are tonight. If we can measure up and match up tonight, then I know we've made some progress. What we did last week doesn't mean anything until we back it up this week. Well, his team did back it up. A big smile on the face of Rob Flowers as he knows his team is going to go to 2-0 in 2025. They were 3-7 to finish the regular season last year. And then they played an Eastern Conference playoff game against Allentown Allen and won that one 24-0 to finish 4-7 on the year. They went just 1-5 in Section 2 of the Lancaster Lebanon League. As we talked about, there's going to be some interesting tests for the Mules in Section 1. The lone win last year was against Lebanon, but we'll see how they measure up. And again, the big test for the Mules will come on September 19th against Governor Mifflin. Mustangs in trouble tonight. They were losing to Perkiomen Valley last we heard. Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob will fill you in on all the scores coming up on our scoreboard show when we're done here in Muhlenberg. The final minute and change of this football game. Muhlenberg has it 3rd down and about 16 to get the 1st down. Junior quarterback Julian Rowland. Like they're not going to get the playoff in time, so there'll be a delay of game penalty against the Mules. Johan Duran has gotten the first 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning as the Phils trying to lock down this win against the Atlanta Braves. Matt Olson, the last batter he's hoping to get and be able to lock down the save for the Phils. It's at Citizens Bank Park. So backed up 5 more yards. It's 3rd down and 20 for the Mules. And they're just going to get into victory formation here as Muhlenberg will have to take 1 more snap. And that should do it. The string of 3 straight wins for Reading High in the Battle of the Border has come to an end. And the Muhlenberg Mules with a very impressive first half, will take the 22nd meeting between Reading High and Muhlenberg. And with the 48-0 victory, the Mules will move to 2-0 in the season. Reading High falls to 0-2. We'll take a timeout back with our Pizza Como of Temple postgame show right after this on WEEU in Reading.
WEEU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania. It means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business, and we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, WEEU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for WEEU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. WEEU, banking that understands home.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Welcome to the Pizza Como postgame show. Pizza Como Temple is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is the Yard, virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. We love sports cards and memorabilia. Stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Go see the Raculia family at Pizza Como Temple and the Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple, just a few blocks from where we are here with the Muhlenberg Muhls with an impressive performance tonight over the Reading High Red Knights. They win it by a score of 48-0 as the Mules get the job done, move to 2-0. Again, Rob Flowers now going over and accepting the trophy from the Reading High Red Knights. The Red Knights keep that trophy on the bench. They kept it for 3 straight years, and now the Mules will get to keep it here in Laurelдale for the next 365 days until the two teams match up again next year. So a very happy Rob Flowers walking that trophy across the middle of the field until his team and his players can eventually get a chance to get their hands on it. And then once that is complete, Rob will be on the sidelines with our Rich Scarcella and our player of the game, which of course will be, when we get to it, will be Cam Small. How can it not be, with his 5 touchdowns to get this game rolling in Muhlenberg's favor through the first quarter and a half. So as the players are celebrating right now with the band and the alma mater, and then the trophy is just waiting for him. Rob Flowers had it. They didn't know it. And now they know it. So Rob Flowers had gotten the trophy. He was just waiting for the kids to get done with the alma mater and celebrating with the band. And now they get to celebrate with the trophy. So well played, Rob Flowers. He just kind of sit back there playing possum a little bit and waiting until his players were done celebrating with their classmates. And then he ends up saying, hey, look what I got, boys. We got ourselves a trophy. So the Battle of the Porter Trophy after 3 straight years in Reading is now headed here to Muhlenberg, and will stay here in Muhlenberg for the next year. So Rich working his way there through the crowd to talk with the head coach while the kids celebrate. And we'll have Rich with Rob Flowers coming up in a couple minutes. Again, our player of the game as well in Cam Small. But first, Coach Flowers is going to talk to his kids, so that'll leave us to an opportunity to tell you what we've been saying, which is our tonight's player of the game is brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils and their all-new Redner's Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The R Phils remind you to have your next 14 banquet in the R Phils all-new Redner's Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting, or event, or any charity fundraiser, the #1 place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redner's Event Center at the R Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more information. And of course, that player of the game, as we told you, is Cam Small. A 38-yard touchdown run, 2 back-to-back 2-yard touchdown runs, 27, and then an 80-yard touchdown run for Cam Small in his way to a 202-yard performance tonight, as Small, who was held to just 69 yards rushing last week in the win over Schuylkill Valley. He did score 2 touchdowns in that game, so he's off to a pretty good start in 2025 after a 2,000-plus yard season a year ago. And Cam Small last year finished with 23 touchdowns on the year. Well, 5 tonight, 2 last week, so he's already at 7 in this season, and we are only 2 weeks in. So an excellent start to the season for Cam Small, and even more so for his teammates at Muhlenberg, who are off to a 2-0 start. As Rich said, don't know when the last time they will start out 2-0. Well, they've been playing Reading High the last couple weeks, couple years, and they lost to Reading High for 3 straight years. So obviously it's been at least that long in this Rob Flowers' second season back at his alma mater at Muhlenberg, trying to bring back the winning ways. We're here for a media day with Rob Flowers, and he had his ex-coach, John Yoakum, his former coach, who's still very active and very much in communication with Rob Flowers, not on the coaching staff, but just more of an advisory capacity. But Coach Yoakum was here and talking with Rob Flowers, and that's what he said. He said, that's exactly what he said to me. He said, Robbie, the football teams improve the best from week 1 to week 2. Let's go see what you can do. And that's what Rob Flowers kind of let the challenge out. He thought the team did not have a good week of practice, that the week of returning to school had kind of taken them off stride a little bit. So he thought and hoped that they could refocus and come out here tonight and get themselves a win. And they did more than that. They put on a very impressive performance, and they take the W tonight, and they send Reading High to an 0-2 start. So a lot of work left to go for Troy Godinay and his coaching staff, but just the conversation with him, it seemed to be a little bit more of a calm Troy Godinay in the conversation we had tonight than we had the last couple of seasons before this game, if for no other reason that he realizes, I think, that his team is a very young team and the future is there for the Reading High Red Knights with a very young class. Well, the coast is clear. Rich Scarcella is down to the field. Rich, you got Coach Flowers. Take it away.
Thank you, Bob. I'm here with Rob Flowers after the Mules' impressive 48-0 win over Reading. Rob, what was it about your kids tonight that they came out, seemed to play inspired right from the beginning?
Oh, they just had a different look in their eyes. There used to be a fear of Reading that they had. So, you know, I didn't see that. And then, you know, we saw on our team meeting today that they just looked different. They played with confidence. They believed in themselves. They knew they were ready to come out and play a football game and win a football game.
You told Bob and I before the game that you had an okay week of practice because of the start of school. It looks like you were so prepared. Your kids were so prepared right from the outset. What do you credit that to?
Just credit to the way that we operate on a daily basis, man. We did have an okay week of practice, but, you know, one of our coaches said in the team meeting, as a staff, we don't leave a stone unturned. So we make sure we take care of all the little dots that we need to take care of to make sure everything's good.
Cam Small had a marvelous game, over 200 yards, 5 touchdowns, off to a great start. What is it about him that makes him so elusive and effective?
He has a lot of positive people around him, man. Community of winners. He's a really good football player, but he'll be the first one to tell you that it's about the guys that are up front blocking for him and the people that are next to him. It's about all that.
And you had really nice games from Michael Miller and also Freddie Lacy. I thought Miller and Small on defense made a lot of big hits. How did you see it?
I thought they did well. We got a goose egg today. So a lot of guys did a lot of the right things, and that's a beautiful thing to see.
What does it feel like to come back here? This is your second year, and to be standing here 2-0. Muhlenberg hasn't been 2-0 for a while. What does it mean to you?
It feels good. Do you see all this? Do you see all of this? And that's what it's about. That's what we wanted to get back into our football program. And one of the kids said, it was crowded. It was like this when you guys played. We said, hell no, there was 27,000 more people here than that. So yes, it was good.
And about next week, you go to Daniel Boone. It's a place where you know well. You've coached there. What do you hope from your guys next week?
I hope that our guys come out and you know, practice on Monday very, very hard. Because that's a very difficult thing. Very difficult thing to do is get over a win. So we got to come back on Monday ready to roll.
Okay, Rob, thank you so much. Congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you very much. Bob, I'm going to see Bob.
He will see me eventually because he's been waiting for that opportunity, and he now can finally breathe. We have had this running thing for a long time with Rob Flowers, and whether or not he was ever going to get himself a chance to be in the postgame show, he has gotten it done because his team is 2-0. And all he ever said to me is, I know, if we win, you're going to talk to me after the game is over with. Well, he won, and we got a chance to talk with him on the postgame show. So congratulations to Rob Flowers and the work he's done. He's exaggerated a little bit. I was here when he played. He had a good crowd, but he didn't have 27,000 people here. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration from Rob Flowers, but his point's well taken. He's trying to bring back that mindset to this Muhlenberg football team. So we told you the Ready Fight Phil's player of the game is Cam Small. Rich is working his way there to try to get a chance to talk with Cam Small. It'll take us a chance while all that's going on with tonight's play of the game, brought to you by Celebration Villa of Exeter, where home grows with you, offering one-level living, beautiful outdoor spaces, and multiple levels of care to age in place. Their compassionate staff and daily activities spark joy and create a close-knit community where every resident is cared for like family. Come see Celebration Villa of Exeter for yourself on Grandparents' Day at their Wild West Carnival on September the 7th. Well, I don't always try to get the play and the player of the game to be the same thing, but when Cam Small does what he does, it's hard not to do that, and you can take your choice of touchdowns. But when one of them is 80 yards, I think you got to take that as your play of the game. It came with 6 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the first half. Muhlenberg had got the ball back after a Reading High fumble. They got it at the 20-yard line, and on the second play of that drive, if you want to call it that, a little counter handoff to Cam Small. They did that a couple of times tonight where they fake a look like they're going to swing it out, and instead they run a little counter to Cam Small. In 80 yards, he put it in the end zone for the touchdown. That was our Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game, and the man who made that play happen is Cameron Small, and Rich Garcella has him right now. Rich, take it away.
Thank you, Bob. I'm here with Cameron Small, the outstanding running back for Muhlenberg. Over 200 yards, 5 touchdowns. Cam, why were you and your teammates so inspired right from the beginning?
Because we know all off-season, all practice, all that stuff, we have a way stronger bond, and we put in the work every single day.
How about the defense, though, shutting it out, shutting the Red Knights out? You, Michael Miller, others made some big stops. Why was the defense so effective?
Because when we're in practice, the scout team always gives us the best look to where on Friday nights we know we're going to be able to execute at a high level.
What's it like being back here playing on your home turf? You guys played a lot of games away last year because of the problems with the turf, but to be back here in front of your home fans, what does that mean?
It just is great. You know, the environment is great around here, and we love to have everyone come out and support us.
Muhlenberg hasn't been 2-0 for a long time. You have a chance to go 3-0 next week against Daniel Boone. What do you want to see in practice next week?
Just come out like we're 0-0 every single week.
Cam, thanks so much. Congratulations on the win. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Bob, back up to you.
Thank you very much, Rich. Great job down on the field, and we're going to take a timeout. We come back, we'll run through all the scores that set up this win. And again, those videos will be available on our social media pages throughout the next couple of days, over the course of the next 10, 12 hours, 24 hours. Maggie May Crawl down on the field with Rich Garcella doing a great job of putting all those videos together with our crew back at the WEEU studios. All of it will be up and on our social media posts on Instagram, on Facebook, and on X as well. We're going to take a timeout. We come back. We'll run through all the scores as our Pizza Como Temple postgame show rolls on from Laureldale after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Tripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping. One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing.
Render's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Render's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Render's Ready. Shop online at rendersmarkets.com.
Welcome back to our Pizza Como Temple postgame show. We told you had all the scores, and let's run through it. Great job back at the WE studios, and here we go. Muhlenberg got the ball to start the football game, and it didn't take Muhlenberg very long. They had it first and 15 at their own 38-yard line, and they decided to get Cam Small involved in the offense. They handed it off, and Cam Small went house hunting. Cantrus split out to the left, and Lacey in the slot. Miller will shift out of the backfield to the same side. So counter handoff to Small. He's got a hole. 25-20, and Cameron Small's going to take it to the house. 38 yards for the touchdown. The Red Knights got the ball back. The Red Knights were unable to pick up a first down. Muhlenberg got the football right back at the Reading High 41-yard line. First of 4 possessions for the Mules in Reading High territory, and this time they moved it down a little bit more methodical, if you will. They also overcame some penalties, and they got it inside the 5, down to the 2, first down and goal to go, and they went right back to Cameron Small. He's already better than that. 4 carries and 74 yards, and looking for a touchdown here on the Wildcat, and he will jump over the top and into the end zone for Cameron Small. 2 touchdowns last week, and now he has 2 touchdowns this week as well. Well, the Red Knights were able to pick up a first down in their next possession, but ultimately the drive came to a stop, and Muhlenberg again got good field position starting at the Reading High 48-yard line. They quickly moved down the field. They got themselves again back down inside the goal, inside third down and goal this time. It was first and goal at the 5. They eventually got themselves to third and goal at the 2, and they went right back to the hot hand of Cameron Small. Baez now splits out as a receiver on the right side. He's going to be Wildcat with Small again. Small looking for an opening. He's got an opening. He's got himself a touchdown. Cam Small, another 2-yard run and his 3rd touchdown of the night. After Reading High punted, the Mules got it back. They were driving for a score, but this time an interception gave it back to Reading High. But then the Red Knights fumbled it right back, and the Mules again starting in Reading High territory. This time they were first and 10 at the 45. They got it to first and 10 at the 27-yard line. A lot of Wildcat scores for Cameron Small, but now they kind of changed the look up again. But on first and 10 from the 27, it was another call to Small. With Miller in between, it's all window dressing. Small in a big hole. 15, 10, 5, touchdown number 4, Cam Small. No flags on the play. The Mules will add on. And Reading High again turned it over on their next possession. Lots of troubles for the Red Knights in the first half. That's a bunch of issues on the snap exchange from center to quarterback. And the Mules got it back again. This time with 6:35 left to go. They were first and 10 on the 20. They had no gain on the first down. Second down and 10 after, again, the Wildcat looks. This time a little bit of a different look. They put Michael Miller in motion, faked as if they might throw it to him on a little swing pass. Instead, it was the counter to Small. Now Miller will leave that pack. It's all misdirection for Small. He's got a huge hole. Small's got the 25-30. Makes a man miss. He's got the 40 and a foot raise. Cam Small at the 40, 30, 20. No one's going to catch him now. Cam Small will take it to the house for the 5th time tonight. The Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game. The 80-yard touchdown run to a Reading Fighting Phils player of the game, Cam Small. It was 35-0, but the Mules were still rolling along. The next series, they had it first and 10 at their own 46-yard line, and they decided to get a little bit of the passing attack involved. Adriel Baez looking downfield. He finds Fred Lacey, and Fred Lacey made a great catch and an even better run after the catch. Baez rolling out with Small protecting him. Little jump pass looking for Lacey's got some separation. Lacey 10-5, drags a defender. Did he get into the end zone? Touchdown, Freddie Lacey. So Freddie Lacey with a big night tonight for the Mules. He ends up with 3 catches unofficially for 122 yards and that score from 46 yards out. Mules were not done at the end of the first half. They got one more possession with 2 minutes and change left to go in the second quarter. They got it to inside the 10-yard line again on a first down and goal to go. And this time they gave Michael Miller a chance to run. Miller and Small in the backfield. Now Small shifts out of it. They're going to give it to Miller again. Following the blocking of big Tony Ferreira is going to take it in for the touchdown. Michael Miller gets his turn in the end zone. This one from 6 yards out on the run. So Michael Miller with the touchdown run for the Mules. He had 2 touchdown passes last night. The first play of the game for Muhlenberg was a go route to Miller for 33 yards, and then he had a couple carries for 56 yards and the score as well. So Rich Garcella back in the booth with me and our final thoughts on this one. Rich, we talked about it, that there's some talent here in Muhlenberg. If they can play a little bit better in a more composed game of football, they've got the size up front with big Tony Ferreira and company. But again, you talked about this with Rob Flowers and with Cameron Small. Rob Flowers said we put a goose egg on the board. If they can play as well as they have in skill sets on offense, if they can bring that to the table defensively, the Mules are going to be a different commodity in Section 2 than most people are accustomed to.
I think we're going to find out a lot about the Mules in 2 weeks or actually in 3 weeks when they play Governor Mifflin. I think they have a really good chance to start 4-0, which would be a terrific start after how long this program has struggled. And I do like the fact that you have 3 weapons on offense. You have Cam Small, you have Michael Miller, you have Fred Lacey, and they, I think, have enough to cause a lot of defenses headaches in Section 2 of the Lancaster-Lebanon League. They've got to be a little bit more disciplined. They've got to play with more poise than they showed tonight. They got a little careless with the penalties, but I really think having 7 of their last 8 games here in Muhlenberg, I think that's a huge advantage, and I would not be surprised if Muhlenberg ends up with a winning record this season.
And one last thought, and just kind of going through those replays that also did it tonight in a couple of very different looks. They went Wildcat a lot early, and that's where Cam Small had his success early on. But the last 2 plays, and especially that 80-yard run, all that little misdirection. It's not a lot of misdirection, but because you have to respect Miller and you have to respect Lacey, and the defense wants to shift that way, and all of a sudden you go with a little counter handoff, Cam Small gets a block, and Cam Small is going to go a wrong way.
Yeah, I agree with those weapons. If Baez can play within himself, not try to do too much, and not being asked to do too much, because he's a young quarterback, he's a sophomore, he's learning on the fly here. I really like their offense, and the way they play defense tonight, if they could play anything anywhere close to that, again, I think they're going to give several teams in Section 2 of the LL some problems.
So the Mules with a convincing victory tonight over Reading High, who falls to 0-2. The Red Knights back at Shirk Stadium next Friday night to take on Emmaus, and Muhlenberg on the road next Friday. They will take on Daniel Boone. They are now 2-0. Thanks to Tim Moore, the athletic director here at Muhlenberg High School, for the hospitality. Sean Tansky doing a great job running the boards back at the WEEU studios. He'll be joined with Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob for a scoreboard show that comes your way now. All kinds of things and all kinds of scores coming your way. High school football coverage at WEEU doesn't end when the clock hits zeros. We keep rolling it along. For Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening and watching the high school football on WEEU Ready. We'll be back at it next Friday night. We'll be in West Lawn, Nazareth. WEEU and on YouTube at 8:30 WEEU Sports. Have yourselves a great weekend, everybody. Hope you enjoy a long weekend on that 3-day weekend. Celebrate safely on Labor Day. Have a great one, everyone.
This has been High School Football, presented by Savage Auto Group on 8:30 WEEU.
High school sports on WEEU is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A, Celebration Villa of Exeter, Diefenbach Snacks, the Kennedy Restore, Overhead Door Company, Render's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fight Phil's, Savage Auto Group, Shell's Restaurant, Mini Golf, and Dairy Swirl, UECU, United Way of Berks County, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is your source for comprehensive coverage and live play-by-play action from the gridiron. This is 8:30 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. The voice of Berks and beyond. 830 WEEU Reading.
The voice